Jess posted, we're having a course prep / work day at Minekill on Saturday, this upcoming weekend, which is Memorial Day weekend. So if this airs on Thursday or Friday, it'll be in a day or two. Hoping to get the course in shape for the A tier that's coming up in a week or two. And if anybody wants to join us and volunteer, I'd appreciate it. Buy you some lunch and get to check out some of the stuff we're going to do for the course. We're going to go there either way. I'm hoping to bring my trailer tools up there. We've got to start like weed whacking holes 12 and 13. And then I want to set a new alternate sleeve for hole 4. So maybe play test that first, make sure it's worth committing to, and just work with the park on some other cleanup stuff. But we'll be there either way. So if people show up, great. Don't need to schedule anything. If not, I'll probably be there most of the following week, taking a week off of work to just kind of get the course ready, prepare for the tournament. So if anybody wants to come out and either lend a hand or even just play around, just reach out. I might be there.
Nice.
Sweet.
The day of is covered, though, as far as volunteers. Tournament day, I mean.
Yeah, happy to have as many people come out. There's lots of places to spot. And we have extra merchandise, extra shirts, extra discs. MVP discs, I'll give a shout out to them. They donated a lot of factory seconds to give to volunteers. So I have some pretty sick discs to give away there. And then also shirts and some other stuff. So also volunteers, they're going to have free entry into the activity Saturday night at Rockland. And if they are into camping, camping's covered at Max V. Shaw. So lots of stuff for volunteers. If you're interested, get to help out with DisCap's premier pro event, get to watch some amazing disc golf. Like I said, we have players from 12 different states coming, lots of 1,000 rated pros. They're going to be tackling one of our hardest courses. And it's a great scene. It's a lot of fun, especially when Sunday rolls around and everybody's on hole 18, just watching the last cards come in. I think it's a good vibe.
Heck yeah. Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week we got Jaimen, Corey, Randy, Jason, Alex, and Evan will probably be on after Prospect does. Actually, now that I think about it, I hadn't heard from Tim. A lot of stuff happened this weekend, a lot of events, but we've been pushing back SkipAce for several weeks in a row, so I thought we would start there and just get that done. Actually, there's an event this weekend that I'm not going to try to pronounce.
Konapish Day.
There you go. Thank you. Somebody,
nice.
I
well done.
I was going to try it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're like 3 weeks behind on our other picks. Did we do the Champions Cup? I don't think we did that, did we?
Would not be able to tell you.
I think we did the 43rd Kansas City Wide Open. Actually, let me check who won that. And then, Isaiah Baptista. I vaguely remember that. And if we didn't, congratulations, Isaiah Baptista. But, there's Tim. So we got 3 events that we didn't go over. Starting with the PDGA Champions Cup by OTB and MVP Disc Sports. 71 people picked. Jack Straw came in dead last in 71st. No. Jason Lasasso came in 68th, so must have been a tough week. Last week's winner, Isaiah Baptista, came in 62nd, behind a tie for 60th with Jaimen and Tim Goyette. There's a lot of you guys on the second page here, because Alex in 58th place, just ahead of Ivan Marmota.
Have we seen a tie that anyone can remember outside of a local event where the picks are kind of a given? Because I was expecting to pull up Jaimen's and Tim's picks and see like glaring similarities, but other than Ella Hansen, that was the only pick you guys shared. It's kind of crazy.
I feel like I've seen ties before, but generally they are, pretty similar picks.
Especially with the changes for scoring, like.
Yeah.
So the front page, let's see here. Bottom of the front page, we got Tucker the Koala. 48th place, Corey Cook, right behind Kenji Klein in 47th. Tucker Rules and Ryan Travis 148-343, tied for 44th place. I, feeling like a king, in 40th place. I'm ahead of all you fools that I already named. And Brian Heller.
And he beat Brian Heller.
Yeah. Randy got, though, in 39th place.
Boom.
Anybody left? Let's see. Ricardo Riverside in 36th, tied with Bickersmith.
Well, there's an Evan pretty high up there, it looks like.
Before we get to Evan, we got Kyle Hirsch in 31st, Brandon Klein in 28th, Kathleen Bemis in 25th, tied with Mike, but both of them are way ahead of Randy at 39th. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There would be this many ties after I call out one of them. There's ties all over the place.
There's a lot, yeah.
What the hell?
Alex mentioned Evan, EMP, in 23rd place. Ryan Nelson tied with the the Flying Squirrel at 20th. Travis Bashore tied with 18106 in 18th place. Now I'm just having fun mentioning all the ties. I see Turtles in Your Face in 13th, not tied. Top 10, I don't even know how to say that. Xe Baque, I don't know. Is in 10th place. Drive for Show, Putt for Dildo in 9th. Highland Mike Warner in 8th. Cody Lacey in 7th. Zach McDonald 6th. Lefty Flick 21 in 5th place. Schwartz in 4th. Kevitron 81 in 3rd place. RD in 2nd. And your winner for the 2025 PDGA Champions Cup by OTB and MVP Disc Sports, Heller is a bagger. I'm not sure who this is, but I noticed he pointed it out on the Facebook page. Do we think that's, what was it? There was the real Pat Keenan, then there was the real, who was it? Was it Corey?
Yeah, I think there was a real Corey Guns or real Corey Cook or something.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's the same person.
You know what? People aren't taking this seriously enough.
I think
we need to start verifying names, driver's licenses.
That's a good point.
Real IDs only.
So congratulations to Heller is a bagger, not just to repeat saying that Heller is a bagger, but because honestly, good job, Heller is a bagger. So second event, we had the 2025 Santa Cruz Masters Cup hosted by Top World Disc Golf and sponsored by DGA. How many we have in that one? We had 61 with Wayne Lunsford taking 61st place. Ryan Travis, 148, 343, and 56. Rob Wiese of Mississippi in 54th. I see Nick Warren tied in 51st with Brandon Klein, but none of us on the second page, so that's something. Joe Gaspardi is in 50th. One half of Camel Case Corey, Brian Monahan in 46th. Brian Heller in 43rd place. Mike Warner in 42nd. I am tied at 39th place between Adam Dahl and Brian Bickersmith and myself. Flying Squirrel 37th. Sparky Spalding in 33rd. Jason Lasasso 30th place. Ryan Nelson tied with Jason in 30th. Kathleen Bemis in 25th, tied with Connor Eckhart. Schwartz in 22nd. Randy Bobandy in 21st place. So you beat your wife.
I do. I beat my wife.
Heller is a bagger in 20th. Not just because I like saying Heller is a bagger or anything like that. Tied for 15th place, Corey Cook and Kyle Hirsch. Hetero life mates for life.
What?
I didn't say anything.
We tied? This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, we actually picked the exact same picks. This dude was cheating.
Jamin Hume tied for 12th place with Matthew Jenkins. No relation to Leroy.
The 20th anniversary of Leroy Jenkins was a couple of days ago, which is absolutely insane to me.
Oh, I'm so old.
That has gotten a lot of spin-offs, but that was a World of Warcraft thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. There's been a lot of like spin-offs, and I kind of came down to a chicken or the egg type of thing, but I could have sworn it was World of Warcraft.
It was during a raid, right?
Yeah.
I found out a long time after that it was like a reenactment. Like that is like they acted it out after the fact, which is why it's so well done.
Like there was a video, then they dubbed over it with the voice.
No, I think it like sort of happened that way, but they weren't like recording it, and it was just so funny that they like turned
Went back
it into
and did it.
Like made a bit out of it.
That does kind of damper it a little bit.
I know, but it was so funny not knowing when I was 14 or whatever.
It's also been 20 years, so I think I can get over it at this point.
Yeah, so I was gonna say it's crazy to think how old that was. And like how long like World of Warcraft has been around. When I was a kid, I remember hearing stories of like people letting their kids starve to death, literally because of EverQuest.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, I never played it before, but like that definitely came out before World of Warcraft, right? And like that was a problem. Like people
for sure.
Died.
People like died in like gaming cafes and stuff, like literally just sitting at their screen for so long.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
I played both, but I never really raided in World of Warcraft. But I definitely did a few raids in EQ back in the day.
I never played EverQuest. I got pretty far in World of Warcraft many expansions ago.
I played back when I was a cleric, and all I would do is during a raid, I would stand in a corner looking at a wall because my computer wasn't the greatest and the graphics, with all the
you're just clicking the icons.
Yeah.
And healing, yeah,
I can't afford lag because I have to make sure everybody's health is good. So I'm just looking at like a pixelated wall.
Because there's so much shit going on the ground between the boss and everything.
Yeah, if some kind of graphic spell or something goes off and it causes me to glitch and our tank dies, that can't happen. So.
And who do they blame? You.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
This is going to elevate the nerdiness, but I'm actually going to like a guys weekend this weekend with my high school World of Warcraft guild, like guys from all over the country. We're meeting up in Colorado.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is Kat gonna be like, all right, yeah, whatever, later, nerd, I'll hang out with the kids?
Yeah, no, she does not want to go, I don't think.
Yeah. Her loss.
Yeah.
All right. The top 10 for the Santa Cruz Masters Cup. 10th place was Trey. Tied for 8th with Tucker the Koala and 7291. 7th place, we got Lenny. Alex, 6th place. Not too shabby.
Ooh.
5th place, Turtles in Your Face. Kenji Klein tied for 3rd with George Jervis. Amanda Dunbar in 2nd place. And the only person over 1,000 points, Devin Lamke, is your winner. All right. One more event. We had the DGPT Cascade Challenge. See how many people made picks here. Again, we're on 2 pages. This is crazy. 61 again. The still mysterious AJ came in 61st place. Just 8 points behind Rob Weiss of the Mississippi in 60th place.
Rob's struggling.
Ryan Nelson in 59th. Oregon Assassin. That looks like a new one. Evan Parsley, 54th place. Tucker the Koala, 53rd. Brendan Klein, 52nd. And Jaimen Hume, 51st. Not even a first pager, Jaimen. Let's see how close. 764 to 775. So 11 points behind Matt for that coveted first pager spot.
Slacking. I'm really trying on these. It's just not working.
That's odd because I'm just putting random people's names in and hoping.
Show
I don't
off.
know any of these people. Ryan Travis, 148,343, tied for 46th with 18106. Is that somebody's zip code, you think? Oh, it could be PGA number.
PGA? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an old number, though.
That'd be
I was
an
going to
early
say,
number, yeah.
that's
I already pulled it up. It seemed unlikely, but maybe it is. It's like some guy from Virginia, I think.
Okay, so 42nd place, Isaiah Baptista. Randy Bobandy in 41st. Jason Lasasso, 37th. Tied with Alex's favorite, Jack Straw. Kathleen Bemis in 30th. One half of Camel Case Corey, Tim Goyette, I see, in 26th place. Behind Mike Schwartz. Zach McDonald in 23rd. Corey Cook, 21st place. Right behind Alex at 20th. Oh, and notable, Alex, the first one with 1,000 points. Or lowest placing with 1,000 points. I don't know how to say that properly. But I'm in 18th place. 21 points ahead of Alex. I knew how to say that. Let's see. Top 10. Well, Amanda Dunbar in 11th. She was in the top 10 last time. So 10th place, 7291. 9th place, you got Kyle Hirsch. Aaron Holtby in 8th. George Jervis in 7th. Trey in 6th. Stubbs in 5th. The Flying Squirrel in 4th place. Bickersmith in 3rd. Sparky Spalding in 2nd. And in 1st place with 1,190 points, winner of the Cascade Challenge picks, O'Doyle Rules. Is that an Adam Sandler reference, right?
I don't know.
Yes, it definitely is.
All right. So overall, we still haven't gotten to, did somebody get dropped this week from the elimination, the Guillotine League?
They did.
Okay. We'll do that next. But
Sounds like it might have been Randy.
No, it's never going to be me.
all right. So we got 127 total people picking. Doc Zen, XEN, is in 127th place. Just going to scroll through this last page real quick, make sure there's no notable names. Yeah, these are probably all the one-time pickers. Although in 101st place, Mochiz has over 1,000 points. So page 2, where you do not want to be for the overall. Let's see here.
Oof. Man, I just quick scrolled to get to the bottom, and I recognize a lot of names on this page.
Little Jerry Seinfeld, 85th place. Kristen McDonald, 73rd. Kenji Klein, 70th. Mikey Botlez, 69th.
Nice.
Thank you. Oh, Sherry, 65th place. The Ace Pop Podcast, which I see picks every week. So 63rd place. Turtles in Your Face in 62nd. Isaiah Baptista in 61st.
I keep forgetting that's Justin. I wonder if he gave up. I'm going to have to... He
I don't
must
know,
have,
it's
because his
6,000
drop
points.
scores total is the same as his total points.
I've seen his points in the last few events that we just went over.
I thought I mentioned him at least once or twice, yeah.
I expect more out of him. I'm going to have to...
Flying Squirrel in 58th place. Ivan Ivan Marmota in 55th. Sparky Spalding, 52nd. And rounding out page 2, in the lead of page 2, I guess, Ryan Nelson. So our front page, I'm glad. Whew, I didn't hear my name. All right. Oh, until we, because I'm in 50th. Right? Oh, man.
Hey, you made the cut.
Yeah, I made the cut. Woohoo! Jacob Dunbar in 48th, behind Jess Lasasso in 47th. Amanda Dunbar in 46th. Ryan Travis, 148,343, 45th place. Jason, 41st, tied with Matt. Front page, though. It's all that matters. Tucker the Koala in 39th, behind Randy Bobandy. And RD is in 37th, behind Corey Cook in 36th. Who's behind one half of Camel Case Corey, Tim Goyette, who is muted.
Always one stroke behind Corey.
Let's see. How close is it? We'll go by the one on the right, right? Oh, it's like 16 points. In fact, Corey has more total points than Tim by like almost 1,000.
I didn't realize I missed a week.
I still got one in my back pocket, bud.
Highland Mike Warner is in 34th behind Rob West of Mississippi.
See, I don't care about Tim. This is a tight battle between me and Rob.
Yeah,
I'm kind of liking this.
101 points.
I mean, I like it more if it was the other way, but
Of course. Bickersmith in 31st place. Jack Straw in 28th. Alex Potts, 26th place. Almost the halfway point. Yeah, 17 points away from top 25. Who is Byron? Jaimen Human, 24th. Zach McDonald, 22nd. George Jervis, 21st. And Kathleen Bemis in 20th. But I don't recall saying Randy's name, so that might be a little flip-flop. And maybe she's beating on Randy.
Oh, no, she beats me every other weekend.
Travis Bashore and BTB tied for 18th place. Evan is in 17th. Mark Bryan in 14th. I see Brian Heller is in 12th. Top 10. 10th place, Heller is a bagger, which it's got to be somebody changing names because we would have seen that a long time ago.
Yeah.
To be in the top 10. Brandon Klein in 9th place. Chris Lucier in 8th. Tucker Rules in 7th place. One half of Camel Case Corey Brian Monahan is in 6th. Kevin Schopmeyer in 5th. Kyle Hirsch, 4th place. Biggs Nick Warren is in 3rd. Schwartz in 2nd. And your leader at 8,708 points. O'Doyle Rules. That's probably a name change too, no?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like top 16 over 8,000 points. About 600 points between them, give or take. And then the next event, Randy, what was that called again?
The Konopiste Open.
Okay. If you haven't made picks for that yet, I can't help you because, well, I guess technically if this comes out Thursday, would that still be, is that the last day to make picks?
Seems like it.
All right. Well, maybe if you're up at midnight on the...
Yeah, they are like 8 hours ahead of us.
Oh, so I'll try to remember after we're done recording to put up a reminder for some folks. We also have the Guillotine League, the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Elimination League. So I usually go to rosters, I think. Randy, who was left? There were 4 teams left, right?
Yes, 4 teams left. I have to click quickly to find it, but I think it was me, Tim, Evan, and Jason.
All right. So Randy, Tim, Evan, and Jason. But so now we're down to 3?
We are.
And of course, the eliminated person is not here yet.
That's right.
Evan. Let's see. He sent me the results for Prospect Dubs. He didn't win there. He tied for 3rd place with his partner Kyle Moore. They tied Mike Eames and Joe Jaskolka. Nick Atkatz, Alcatraz, and Josh Lee came in 2nd, and Peter Fitzisti and Adam Nelson were your winners. Minus 13. Is that good at Prospect?
Yeah, that's definitely
probably
solid winning score.
Okay. I don't know what his losing score was. Let me see. They usually don't have the live scoring is not. Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, he got shellacked. Tim came in 1st with 933 points, Randy in 2nd, 928, and Jason at 899. Evan only had 532 points. So
was he the one who picked up Silva Saarinen?
I'm checking now.
He did.
He did, but she was on the bench.
Yeah, probably because she probably didn't play this round, which is why I lost when I had her. So
he had Adam Hammis, got him 40 points. Nicholas Antila with 71 points. Kyle Klein got him 226. Kat Merch 54 points, and Holland Hanley 141 points. So only 2 that did okay. What's it? You can get up to 250?
Sounds about right.
I think there's no cap per person on this one.
Yeah, there's definitely some
I see,
extra points.
267, yeah.
Yeah, I got 270 for AB who won it. So maybe that's the highest. Or
I think it's the same scoring as the listener pool.
Which I don't know how that works either. So it works out.
It's whatever the defaults are there, rare birdies and all.
Yeah. So it's down to 3. Jason sent that thing about adding and removing events. The next one up, is that one that we should keep in there for the elimination bracket? The Konopiste or whatever?
Probably keep it, I would say. Konopiste is a pretty popular one, but I don't have the registration list in front of me.
I'm like waiting I'm seeing a lot of red outlines. Hold on.
Let's see. It's got 144.
It is a lot of locals.
Yeah. Highest rated Nicholas Antila, Lori Lentinen, Maury Vilman. I see Paul Ulibarri is like the 5th highest rated player. Ezra Aderholt.
Yeah, so upcoming schedule for my team, I have 1 player playing the Konopiste out of my bench and my active players.
So you don't get to vote.
So I'm a little against it.
I have a full roster, so I'm good.
Wow.
But my bench is staying in the States.
Basically, it's me versus Randy if we keep it. He has 1, I have 2.
Or you could try and pick up some people, see what you drop, see what you pick up.
Well, let's see. Jaimen, you're our arbiter of of evenness. What do you think?
I would say drop it, just because if you make moves for a bunch of people, then as soon as that event's over, it leads to other problems with re-equipping your bench when you pick up Laurie and he doesn't play in any US events or anything like that. But also, I want to get back in this thing, so I say keep it.
Yeah, I mean, there's only going to be 2 people fighting for the benches that got dropped. You know what I mean? You know, whoever won and the other person. So
No, if you drop good enough people, everybody else is going to want them.
Well, no, but he's saying there's only 3 people in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You said you have a full roster, Tim?
No, I only have 2 people. I have 1 FPO and 1 MPO player.
Oh, so 2 of the 3 don't have a full roster.
Right.
Yeah.
I have just Kristen Lott, which is pretty good.
That's a pretty good one to
I was
have.
going to say, that will beat me alone. So, awesome.
Corey, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. If there's more of us still in it, I would say hard no. I don't know what the available players are out there. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards skip it just because it's such a wonky event.
Yeah, and do we want the ultimate winner determined based on...
You know, who can scramble for the best people in the last week.
Although at the same time, you should have been paying attention, I guess. I don't know.
That's a good point.
Also, to be fair, Randy gets every waiver claim ever. Gets any. So I just want to throw that out there.
He's quick. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it turns out when you're in first place, you don't win the waiver claims.
Right, and when you're
That's
in
true.
second, you
That's
have
true.
just as bad a chance.
No, it's actually a worse chance, I think, but it's close.
Evan, I'm pretty sure what I said when I lost. I said Silva Saarinen gets you first place for like 4 weeks in a row, and then you can't pick up anybody new, and then she doesn't play, and then you lose.
You did tell me that.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened to you.
That's exactly what happened. Also, my shadow SkipAce advisor told me that Cat Merch was more consistent points and Ella would be more of a home run chance. And I went with Cat, and that didn't help. But I don't know if I think I got knocked out. You guys obviously already talked about it, but I was pretty far behind.
If we skip that one, the next one would be the Northwest Disc Golf Championship, and that's the very next weekend. And that one, I would assume that's here in the U.S. It's in the Northwest.
That one, I'm only missing 1 player.
Yeah, I'm
Portland,
missing
Oregon.
2, so pretty good.
Jason, what does your roster look like for the next event after?
For the European one?
No, the one after that one.
The Northwest.
How do I get there?
Go to lineup and then schedule the tab.
While you guys are looking at things, who's joining me on the 5 o'clock card for the Flex 4 at CPS?
Is that,
When is
that's
it?
up?
It's July 11th.
Ooh, I'll probably be working up there. I might be down to play that one.
Hell yeah.
When's the registration open?
Just now, 8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock already. All right, schedule. Hold on. I got to do one thing at a time.
Other things that just went live are the Bat and Kill Open, both weekends, or both
I'm
days. of that
missing
weekend.
2 players for Northwest.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe skip this one.
All right, so I'm deleting it now, the Kona Peach
Wait.
Day. Oh,
But Northwest you're keeping, right?
yeah.
Okay.
It makes it sound so serious. Someone in your league has already made picks for this event. If you continue, they'll be permanently deleted. Tough shit. I mean, save changes and double check. Yep, looks like it's all.
Wow, that
Well,
was fast.
situated.
Refresh my page, gone.
I was looking at the standings for the Elimination League,
Mhm.
and so Evan got knocked out, right?
Yep.
In the overall place, he was in first.
That's right.
Yep.
Oh, he's on.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, I mean, he was like crushing everybody, and then he just had bad week, and that's it. You get kicked out.
The curse of Silva. I even bought her proxy, too. Come on.
Did you tell her? Did she know?
No, she, never mind. No.
Think she was checking the receipts? You should have told her.
He's been blocked.
I was going to make a joke about like DMs or something, but I'm too old for that, I think.
The great thing about this is you don't want to come in first in a week, and you don't want to come in last.
You know, be in the
If
middle.
you come in
yeah.
last, you get eliminated. If you come in first, you get the last waiver pick. So you almost want to pick middle of the road.
Were the waiver picks based on like the previous week's finish or overall
Yes.
standings?
I think it's overall this whole time because I got my
That's what it
picks,
felt like, yeah.
the first 4 weeks because I
Oh,
was
okay.
second to last like every week, and now I have a bunch of world champions.
It's the overall because I've never gotten one claim to go through, and I've been in second most of the season.
I wasn't in long enough to actually know, so I was thinking.
Yeah, I definitely didn't optimize roster moves, but also there were some that I did try and get. Like I did not get Kristen because somebody else wanted her and I was in first.
Who also was in first, Andy Lewis and William Koenig shot -5 at Gunk's Monday Dubs. They were in first. So, just saying. All right, so that's SkipAce. We're caught up on that. But a lot of stuff this week, as I mentioned before. Who here played at the DisCap Series 2025 number 2 at Burbine?
I was there.
Yep.
Tournament director Mike Schwartz. Looked like they had 77 players.
Show of hands.
Oh.
I wondered if that's what you were doing.
Raise a roof. Ooh wee, ooh wee.
So Corey, Randy, and Evan.
See how nice that was?
Easy.
All right. Let me go through results. Girls Junior under 15, Luna Pelton won. Sherry Fish won the Women's Amateur 3 FA3 division. David Swain won MA3 Mixed Amateur 3. Krista Kovac won Women's Amateur 2. Zachary Jordan won the MA2 Mixed Amateur 2 division by 2 strokes. He shot -1 to Mike Warner. Highland Mike Warner's +1. Andrew DeSalvi and Joseph Goyette the 4th. Any relation?
I have absolutely no idea who that is.
Really?
No clue.
Oh, Joseph Goyette the 4th tied with Highland Mike Warner. Are you fucking with me?
No, not at all.
Because that's not like Smith. You know what I mean?
Nope, not a clue. Jaimen asked me at one of the CTK flexes last year if I knew who they were, and I barely know my father's side, so
okay.
Nope, not a clue.
I'm pretty sure I met him at Prospect and asked, and he doesn't know you either.
I was going to ask what's a 924 rated player doing in MA2, but then saw he shot +1 just like most of the other MA2 players, so I'm not complaining anymore.
Yeah, also following the rules.
Also true.
Since it's Joseph Goyette the 4th, is he 1/4 of Camel Case score? No, never mind.
No, he has to. There's vetting processes to get into the Camel Case.
That's fair.
Right now, we've only accepted Brian Bickersmith into our group, so
okay.
that's all we've allowed in so far. Jaimen had an offer, but he rejected.
What?
It happened. It was on here. I think it was recorded a few weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
you must have my old mailing address.
Gotcha. All right, we'll send it back out.
Jaimen, I listened to this thing like 3 times in editing. I don't remember what he's talking about, so he knows better than I do.
Pat, you should put him on the payroll.
Right?
Could be your research department.
Let me get on the payroll there, Evan.
Where's the Patreon money going?
Whole sponsors.
Awesome.
And
Love
beer.
that.
No.
Have you seen the cool cartoons? That's where it's going.
Marcia Focht won the FA 60 Women's Amateur 60 division. MA 60, Jim Burns won it by 1 stroke over Ken Stuff. Jason Pelton won MA 50 Mixed Amateur 50. Randy, do you have a question?
Oh, no, I'm just leaving that up.
Okay.
Randy's just raising the roof.
If it lasts for more than 4 hours, call somebody.
Right. Every new topic, Randy's the first one to get an option at it.
Yeah. FA 40 Women's Amateur 40, Lisa Lundquist is your winner. And what about MA 40, Evan?
It went really well. It was a great day because, they announced these so far ahead of time. I took all the Fridays off that I needed to. So I brought my daughter to school, and after that commenced Evan's big day out. Made my way up to Dove Creek. I'd been there twice for work days, but had not played yet. So I played a nice kind of casual. I didn't even really keep score in UDisc. I kind of just did the activity round, and I really enjoyed it. So shout out Terry Hudson and all the other guys out there working on that course. I had a really great time. Those turf tee pads, I liked them. I don't know if everybody else agrees, but shout out Dove Creek. After that, I made my way over to 80K Discs for my first visit to the brick and mortar. And that was really exciting. Always loved to catch up with Andrew. When he was teaching down in Troy doing guitar lessons, he would just pop down and, drop off discs for me, but he stopped doing that. And it was nice to get out there, check out the store. I kind of knew he's a bit of a collector, so I brought some stuff out of my collection and we did some trading. So I picked up some new stuff and that was pretty cool. After that, I headed down to Burbine, and the card was myself, Eric Worthy-Struna, and Ryan Yadow. Originally, Tim was going to play with us, but unfortunately had to bow out. I don't know if you want to speak on that at all, but Tim's back's been bugging him, I guess is how I would say it.
Yeah, I've been having some issues. Today was the first day I woke up without any real pain, so that was pretty awesome.
Love to hear that.
Yeah.
Is that from carrying the other half of Camel Case Corey Brian Monahan all the time?
Yeah, I just throw him right on my back, and it's really just a lot of stress in that lower spine and causing a lot of pain. So
That's fair.
We did end up having a 4th Robert P. from MA60. I had met him actually at a SPW workday. We helped put down a path to 3's white tee. So he joined us. Great card. We were the second card out at 12:10. I hadn't been to Burbine since Team Challenge when that cake slid off the back seat of my car, but I didn't bring any cake this time.
Smart.
Yeah. And I don't know, it was a great round. Had a good time. Started out with a par and then had a bunch of bogeys in a row. Not really my best round by any stretch, but like I was kind of, keeping it steady, not spiraling, not, blowing up really. On hole 12, I threw a really nice backhand turnover with my Streamline Ascend that got it to maybe 20, 22 feet. And I made that putt for birdie. When it happened, because I was, again, not having a great round, bogeys and pars. And I told Eric and Ryan, I said, watch, Tim is going to message me because he's definitely watching the scorecards and he's going to say, how the hell did you birdie 12 with the day you're having? Which he did. I got to my car and he definitely did message me, essentially that. But I finished at a plus 12 and didn't lose a disc in the pond. Terry Hudson played later than us, but Ryan was plus 6. So he was in first at that point. I didn't know Jeff Gilbert. He played after us. So I ended up beating him by 1 stroke. Terry played later. Terry shot plus 3 doing Terry Hudson things.
And I hear he had 2 different shoes on?
Tim, who told that? Schwartz messaged that?
Corey.
It was me.
Corey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. It was a screenshot maybe. I don't know. I didn't see him. I forgot to ask him about it. I don't know if it was just mismatched pair. Hopefully not 2 right shoes.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah, it literally was. And then he got, I'm pretty sure the other shoe that he commandeered was his wife's shoe.
Yep. I believe that's
Wow.
right. They have matching disc golf shoes.
Nice.
Well, that's interesting. I don't know.
What do you think their like shoe room looks at home, or shoe corner, or shoe closet, whatever they have? Like, do you think they confuse their shoes a lot?
I don't know. I'm just letting that sink in for a second. I'm not sure. That's new information.
Yeah, he can fit in his wife's shoes. That
No. I think that was the mistake.
I
so
thought
he-
you said
grabbed
his
two-
other
Yes,
shoe.
he grabbed his wife's shoe and his shoe. So he played in his driving shoe,
I
similar
thought you
to
said
Corey.
He was playing in his wife's
Yeah, I
shoe.
thought he
No.
forgot one and he was able to solve it by wearing his wife's shoe. It's like, Terry's taller than me. What? Well, however he did it, Terry beat the rest of us. Plus 3, which was a 923 for him. I missed my rating again, unfortunately. My sanctions slump continues, but that's okay. Vibes are high. And it was a great day. Friday, got to play a whole bunch of disc golf and check some things off the list that I've been meaning to do.
Corey, quick question about them shoes. If you had been the one driving, would you have had your other shoes in there? Is it a situation where you have extra shoes in your car, or would you have been screwed either way?
I would have been screwed either way. I packed those to go out.
Okay, I was trying to throw some blame on Kyle.
Well, so the worst thing about this too is that I moved them out of my car into his car. If I would have known it at that point, I would have been like, all right, Kyle, you should go ahead. I'm going to run back to my house and I'll just meet you down at the park. And I probably still would have like got there at the same time after we both got backed up in the highway. But no, I had multiple chances to catch that.
Okay.
At least you didn't wear your wife's shoes.
No, nope.
Well, I don't know. What size foot is Bickersmith? Boom.
Maybe bigger than Nick Talavaro. I don't know if I would have liked that.
I'm sorry, Corey. That's the second time I hooked you up with a dude this episode. And we're not even an hour in. Yeah, like you said, Terry Hudson won that by 3 strokes in mismatched shoes. Julia May Marger won the FA1 Women's Amateur 1 Division. MA1, Charles Gordon Jr. III by 2 strokes over Anthony Bohansky. MP50, Mixed Pro 50 was a tie. Charles Carpenter Jr. III and Greg Kurtz both shot plus 3. And because it's flex, there's no tiebreakers, so they both are winners in my eyes. MP40 Mixed Pro 40 was Michael Thomas, shot a -6 to win.
That was a great round. That was over 1,000 rated.
10-10. Amber Stout beat Caitlin Clay by 4 strokes in the FPO division. It looks like 7 players in the MPO division. Randy, how'd it go?
It was fun. We started by doing a little putter practice round at Schaefer Park, which Anthony Bohansky tipped me off as a good idea. It's pretty much right on the way to the course. And I think on the 3rd hole, I lost my Envy that I was about to play that whole course with. Pretty short hole, but there's like a tennis court fence that kind of blocks your view. And I apparently just piped my shot over the fence into the woods, and it was never to be found. And I had no backup. So that was a little rough. Still, I don't regret warming up there though, but I do regret throwing that disc into the woods. Anyways, got to Burbine. Nice and warmed up, threw a nice tee shot on hole 1. Turns out there are trees in the circle, and I had to putt around one of them and, didn't make my putt. And that theme kind of continued. I snuck in a birdie kind of early. I took a silly bogey on 6, just, hitting a late tree and kicking all the way back down the hill. Why are trees kind of was the theme of my round. I felt like I was throwing pretty good shots. If I hit trees, a lot of the time it was pretty late and it just left me with really long looks when I had birdie looks, and the bogeys I took were nothing egregious, kind of just, hit a tree somewhere, get a bad kick. I got a birdie on 16, which felt really good, hitting that gap hard, having a pretty short upshot, I would say almost an eagle run, except it was a foot low. And then 18, which is a pretty hard hole. Both guys in my card, Adam Nelson and Justin Hickok, just absolutely pured 18, which is a tunnel shot where you can't see the basket. I went third. I threw a shot. It looked the same as theirs. And then it just hits one of the late trees and kicks into a really bad spot, and, finished off with a bogey. And so I finished that round at +3. Really good vibe on the card, but just couldn't capitalize on a lot of those throws.
All right. You ended up tied for 5th place with Jeremy Forehand, Florida Man Million. How'd it go for you, Corey?
Yeah, so this was like the first time I was playing since Mighty Gaw after kind of like messing up my finger. And I didn't have enough time to like get super glue, so I brought what I could find at the house, which was a bottle of wood glue, which actually didn't do shit except for make my finger like tackier, and I had to just pull it off before we even started playing. But I played with Joe Byerly and a couple of MA3 guys from the Utica area. Yeah, so I was running pretty late. One of the roads on the way to the course was like closed, but it wasn't like a planned closure, so it wasn't reflected in any of the maps or anything like that. So I ended up having to like backtrack, and I lost probably 10 to 15 minutes. So I got there pretty late, like 7 minutes before my tee time, had just enough time to kind of like throw a couple putts at the practice basket. Yeah, so I had a pretty slow start. I really didn't have any birdie chances in the first 5 holes. I was finding myself in like obstructed circle 2 landing spots. Hole 7, the beast of Burbine hole, I think that was like the first time I had like a really good chance at birdie off the tee. I smoked the drive down the tunnel and had like the perfect landing zone to where I had like a little Toro hyzer shot, maybe like 150 feet away, and it hits the ground and like hits like a root or a rock, and then it's supposed to be right in circle 2 where I've been all day. So I didn't get my first birdie until hole 16. So there were some good pars in there. Like hole 15 I got really aggressive on, and I tried to like throw some type of hero shot, and it was able to get a par. But having only one bogey in the front 9, and then I birdied 16 and 17, which we kind of rushed through at the end because we were also hoping to dodge rain all day, which was kind of like foreshadowing for the whole weekend. I carried my umbrella all around and didn't need it, which was great. I finished 1 under par, but it was fun watching Joe Byerly kind of carve that course up. He throws a comet a lot, and he's just pretty smooth on the fairway. So he shot a 6 down at 10-10 rated. Mark Stryker, shout out, brought Powerades, or dropped off Powerades for players. So grabbed one of those before going out in the round, which was good because I definitely drank most of my water.
Yeah, that was really nice having a Powerade.
Nice. So like you said, Joe Byerly, he shot a -6 to win. Troy Vasari came in second at -3. What did you do with your $16, Corey?
Oh yeah, I did get $16. I don't know, it just disappeared.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else on the DisCap Series 2? When's Series 3?
Hyzer Creek in
sometime in June, right?
June 27th.
Yeah.
All right. Colonial Lakers doubles. Christopher, Evan, Chuck, Chandler, Harvey shot a -14 to win. That's like 5 people. That's unfair.
Somebody's got to be Cali.
And Prospect Park dubs. I don't know if we mentioned it last week, but Joe Skolka and Jay Gorsage won that at -17. The other big event this weekend was the Wilcox Warm Up. Raise your hand if you played in that.
Ooh, ooh. Mm-hmm.
Before we go into that, can I do my rules thing? Because I think...
Absolutely.
I like it.
Yeah, I actually had a couple of them, but...
Oh, God damn it.
Corey can't participate in this one.
Yeah.
This is loosely based on a true story that may or may not have happened on Saturday. And to protect the identities of those involved, I won't make it about Corey. So, Corey, since I picked on you last week, who's this story about?
Kyle Hirsch.
All right. So payback. Got it. All right. Kyle Hirsch is playing let's say the Wilcox WoW. He's got a pretty good round going. Gets to the end of his round. They go over the scores. He submits his scorecard. He gets a 69. He's feeling pretty good about that. And then he's walking back. Somebody else points out that the stone wall on hole 6 is OB, and one of his shots on hole 6 went over the stone wall. So he realizes that the score he submitted isn't correct. So he goes to TD, explains the situation, learns that the wall was in fact OB, and he played it as inbounds. So his score is not a 69. What is his score?
71, no?
It should be, so you improperly played the hole, so that's at least one penalty there. And then you submitted improperly, so I think that's 2 strokes. So I guess he's at 72?
72. And I will say there's no service at Wilcox. This was actually one that I had to look up because I wasn't sure about it.
I was also going to say 72, but since Alex already said it, I'm going to say it's a 2-month suspension. No, I think 3 strokes for the same reasons.
All right. Let's see. Jaimen?
I was going to say 71. Yeah, misplay of the hole, but I just feel like it's 71.
It's 2 strokes for the incorrect scorecard, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm just not sure if it stacks with improperly playing the hole.
I'm going to go 73 just for fun.
$1, Bob.
My gut right off the bat when you said it was 71.
He actually scores an 18. It counts as an ace on every hole now.
All right, anybody not go?
I think that was everybody.
All right, Corey, you want to explain it or you want me to?
Which part?
All right. Yeah, so you guys are right. There's 2 things to consider. One is how to assess the penalty. So it is a misplay. And a misplay where you finish the hole is 2 strokes.
I did it. So
The question I wasn't sure about during the tournament is because he submitted his scorecard, does he also get 2 strokes for submitting the wrong score? And turns out there's actually an exception in the scoring that if a TD applies penalty strokes after the round's been scored, they don't count as submitting an incorrect scorecard. So the correct answer is 71.
I like that as how that works out with PDGA, because that just feels like very punishing, you know?
Yeah, it did. That's why I wasn't sure. I was like, man, that's like pretty brutal to have like a 4-stroke misplay. But yeah, there is an exception to that.
So what would be an improper scorecard that didn't involve like a retroactive penalty or score change?
Back in my day, Evan, that was when you couldn't add properly.
Yep.
Because we had these things called paper scorecards.
Oh, when I used to bowl in the league, I volunteered to do the score by hand just because I liked it.
So in this scenario, there's penalty strokes applied afterwards, and that's what the exception. So if you had submitted a 69 and then realized, oh, I took a 5 on hole 6 and not a 4, then you would have your actual score, so the +1, plus the 2-stroke penalty, so that would be like a +3.
Gotcha.
And prior to digital scorekeeping, there was at least 2 or 3 people that did that every tournament in Mindkill.
Yeah.
It was a pretty common thing. And like you could just, guys, is everybody double check? Yep. Everybody triple checked on the card. Then one of the TDs would add up the score. Hey guys, your numbers aren't adding up. Oh yeah. And then they added up the scores wrong and then they got a 2-stroke penalty.
Like everybody on the card.
It used to be there was only one card. So if they give the paper scorecard to the TD, everyone on the card got the 2-stroke penalty because there was only the one card and everyone's supposed to check it.
But no, it was only applied to that person, I think. Everybody should check everybody's, but everybody, I think, was only responsible for their own score.
Oh,
Yep.
is that what it was?
Yeah.
So now that, well, this is just kind of a quick sidebar. At Burbine, Ryan Yadow played with me. He had not played a sanctioned event since, I don't know, September because he had hurt his shoulder. So he had not seen yet that when you do a PDGA live scorecard, it asks you, am I the player or am I a volunteer scorekeeper? So like differentiate. And then one guy didn't have the app, so he just did UDisc, but we thought that was okay.
As long as you're recording it, as far as I know, that's all good.
Yeah, Wilcox, I didn't have enough service to get the PDJ app working, so I just used UDisc.
Does that work for you guys? If every time I pull up UDisc in a place where I have no service, it takes forever to bring up the nearby courses, even if, like I know I'm right at Wilcox, I still can't get to Wilcox to start a round.
I think maybe UDisc uses less bandwidth than the PDGA app because for some reason I was able to use UDisc but not PDGA.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it feels like the UDisc, it does better with spotty service where it will eventually probably load, where the PDGA just like gives up.
Yeah.
The only issue I ever have with UDisc is the maps loading or not if there's no service.
You're trying to get the maps to load on low service?
I'm just saying that's the only thing that doesn't work, Corey.
Oh.
I can still use it. It just the map isn't there.
Oh,
that's all.
It sounded like you were expecting the maps to work.
No.
Oh, okay,
I'm not that
okay.
demanding.
Okay, so rules questions over. If you guys want to talk about Wilcox.
Wait, now, Corey, we need the real story.
Well, yeah, basically what happened was South Hatch at hole 6. There's no OB on the T sign, and I never knew there to be OB on that hole. So it's definitely my fault. and no one on the card noticed it either. But I did not notice in the PDGA Live app, and I didn't remember from reading the caddy guide that hole had OB on it. So like my drive was short left. I didn't get to the short basket, and I had 2 good scramble shots. Got myself to like just outside the circle, pin high, but I didn't realize that there was like, I don't remember that really being a wall, as more of like a linear pile of rocks. So it like I didn't climb over anything to notice like, oh, this is a rock wall.
What do you think a definition of a wall is, Corey? A linear pile of rocks.
I love the phrase linear pile of rocks.
Yeah.
I was really basking in that for a second.
I didn't remember there to be any like discernible height that caused any like having to climb over or anything like that, like a wall would be. It just didn't hit me. And you could say like, oh, why didn't you look for the OB? And it's like, it'd be like the same thing as like asking me why, I don't know, like pick your local course on a hole that does not have any OB on it. Would you check the PDGA app to see if that hole just suddenly had OB? But it's all my fault. Like I should have noticed it. So the 2 strokes. And to be honest, even if I learned it was OB like while we were playing it, I don't know that I would have made that putt that I did after being annoyed that it was OB. So like in the end, it was probably a wash. I was probably going to get a 6 either way with that being OB. But my bigger problem is the fact that it's OB. Like this wall is like 3 feet behind the basket. And I don't think it was intended to be OB, at least from what I heard.
Yeah, they said it was like a property line or something, so they didn't want, which...
Oh,
yeah,
really?
That's what the assistant TD said, that because I guess the assistant TD was the one that made the call to make it OB, and he said it was because it's the park property line. But I mean, I guess there's other ways you could handle that without calling it OB. But
did you say how and when you discovered that you had played it wrong?
It was literally on hole 18. Basically, somebody else on another card had gone OB, and we learned about it while we were playing our last hole. So as far as like the submitting the wrong score thing, like we knew we were talking about, like I didn't submit the score yet, so I didn't even like submit a wrong score. But like while we were sitting there talking about how to even handle it, I thought it was better that I submit my score without the penalty and then have the penalty added. And I was also doing like the live scoring, so I didn't even know like what the proper way was to put. You can't put penalty points on your round. So they're supposed to like go back with no service and try to like add 2 circle 1 misses or something like that to my scorecard. I don't know.
You can definitely mark yourself OB on the stat keeping.
But I was getting a misplay. I wasn't getting an OB.
Yeah, I want to ask the PDJ how that technically should be handled on the app if somebody has a misplay or like other penalty. If they should just have like multiple OBs listed or what. But to Corey's defense, that was the first time I've ever played that version of the hole ever. And I was pretty good about asking like, oh, is this OB? Is this OB? And I didn't even consider like asking if that wall was OB.
Yeah, and I had played it a few times, both practice and we played the same thing for the Winter Wilcox tournament, and I don't remember it being OB.
Is that the hole where the short basket's in the ravine?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the one that's way up on the hill, way in the back.
Yep.
That's the blue. Okay.
And even if I knew that was OB, it wouldn't have changed my shot anyways. Like I said, the basket, if that is going to be OB, like I feel like the basket should move. Because it's literally 3 feet behind the basket. Not where I landed in a much more easy to get OB, or I guess not easy to get OB, but yeah, the wall is literally like 3 feet behind the basket. You could like miss like a 25 footer, like, you know, get nubbed and you could be OB.
I think you could pull the basket in like 30 feet off that wall, and that's probably still the hardest hole on the layout.
Be close,
yeah. I don't know how you get past that. That first tee shot to try to get over the ravine is insane. To try to land on the other side.
My other problem, even with that being OB, and I personally would think it would make more sense to happen before the A tier happens at Wilcox, is that I really don't like rock wall OBs because it's so hard during a round to determine, like, is this part of the rock wall? Or, like, what if part of the rock wall is missing? Which happened on mine and Jason's card round 1, where on South Hatch at hole 4, there's just, like, a chunk of the rock wall missing, like, inside circle 1. So one of the guys on our card, like, rolled down and landed in this, like, void area of the rock wall. And then you got to determine, like, okay, so are you making a continuation of a line between the gap, and like what rock are you choosing as part of the wall? I feel like it'd be different if the rock wall is on a beach, but like when the rock wall is like on a rocky hill, it makes it really hard. So I don't know. There's a few courses I know that use rock walls as OB, and I feel like we should denormalize it.
Yes, the TD of the Stonewall Classic, I still agree with you. I think if you're going to do a B tier higher, you can't rely on the stone walls unless they're like 2 feet vertical.
Yeah, you can just do what Maple Hill does, and they paint a line on the fairway side of any stone wall that's OB.
Yeah.
If it's like a brick wall, like a retaining wall, sure, I have faith in that line. But like a crumbly rock wall of some farmer made like 100 years ago, I ain't buying it.
Yeah, a tree falls on it, and then you land where like the stone's rolled. And the thing about any kind of rule like that with OB is you just want the entire tournament to play the same rule. And when you bring in like the subjectivity of where is the edge of the wall, that's where like that's not cool. You got to have everybody playing the same rule.
I like the painted bricks at CTK. Is that hole 9?
Yes.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, I like that because it's, I mean, yeah, you could lose them in tall grass, but as far as consistency, I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
that was more of a necessity thing. If I could put stakes in the ground there, like Smuggler's Notch, I would, but I can't because the ground is so freaking rocky. I'd essentially have to like post hole a spot and fill it up with sand just to put a stick in the ground there. So I went with the rocks because you can much wider and shallower holes that are easier to deal with.
Yeah, for the Stonewall Classic, I've been trying to think of better ways to market. When we did last year, I tried flagging everything, but because the stone walls are comprised of stone, the flags are really hard to actually get in the ground.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah. So then I was going to leaf blow like the whole edge of the wall. So I exposed the soil and then I'll just paint it. But then when I tried to leaf blow, you realize that like, oh, these walls are probably in the ground a foot or two and have settled over the last 100 years. And you're just like making it worse because then you're like exposing more rocks that are next to it. So actually I was thinking maybe just kind of like the brick idea of either painting stones or bricks or something and putting them like along the bottom so that there is something like that's well defined.
Because it's kind of the same thing as like, water, a stream, and trying to find that with OB, which is, I also feel like for Wilcox being an A tier, it'd be nice if that South Hatchet stream was flagged.
Yeah.
And Jason found a couple interesting spots where I'm not even sure what was part of the stream anymore, but there's like too much, is this puddle part of the stream? Like, what if you land inside like an island of the stream, which I feel like that's obviously OB, but
I mean, I was touching inbounds, but I landed in a 1 foot wide tributary to the stream that was OB. I'm like, okay, so it feeds the stream that I know is OB. Is this technically OB then? And had I been all the way in it would have been a tough call, I think. And I could see like cards interpreting it both ways, which is where you want to avoid.
Yeah, I can't really think of a single natural OB line that would make me happy.
Pavement?
That's not natural.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, even that, like at CTK, I've thought about flagging the roads on where they're like actual pavement roads because even there, it's not quite as cut and dry as I would really like it to be.
Yeah.
If you're running a tournament, you should be agonizing over the OB, like so that other people don't have to. It's just a big part of that, and it needs to be thought of a ton for every event.
Yeah, I think those are the details that really like separate a well-run event versus a one. Like, I think a lot of times you're doing a league or a C tier, the expectation's a little bit lower. But if you're going to do an A tier, like you want to eliminate every single one of those situations where somebody could flip-flop on a call.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm filling out my application for the podcast award for Rockwall OBs there. So we got the Wilcox Warm Up at Wilcox Park. Tournament director Nick Warren, 82 players. This was a 2-day tea time event. As a warm-up, it looks like Andrew Ellis and John J.P. Hafner won Wilcox Tuesday dubs. Shot a -5.
Nice.
Let me go through some of these divisions, and then we'll hear about some rounds. FA3 was won by Judy McGuire. Steve Hanrahan won MA3 Mixed Amateur 3. Actually was tied with Andrew Witherspoon, but there's a delineation first and second, so there must have been some kind of tiebreaker. With this being tea times, they could still do that? Does anybody know anything about that?
Yes, they definitely did a tiebreaker for MA1, and they were just both done at a very similar time. I mean, they do tiebreakers for, Pro Tour events, so.
Yeah, it's not a flex, which is a lot more casual, so that makes sense. Fiorella Nikolai won the FA2 Women's Amateur 2 division. Nathan Munster shot a -5 for an MA2 to win that by 2 strokes over Ellie Fay. Pat Freeman won the MA50, Mixed Amateur 50 plus. Tom Bergman shot a -6 in MA40. Kelly Turpening won FA1 by 2 strokes over Kristen McDonald. And MA1 had 21 players. How'd that go, Alex?
Oh, it was up to 21 players? I remember it being 19, so maybe I got some more points than I thought. It went well. The first day I was looking at the weather and I was a little bit worried. Where I live, it was set up to be like thunderstorms right around 2-3 o'clock. And my first tee time was 12:30, so I was thinking I was going to get hit by it about halfway through. But I got there, it was nice and bright and sunny, and it stayed like that the whole round, so I was feeling really good. I was the last card out for MA1. I had Ray Finelli, Jacob Colley was on the card, and Jackson Quinn was on the card. Very cool card, lots of fun to play with people. We played the Hatchet Blues and then Back 9 Blues for that first round, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Hatchet 9. It's a newer addition to Wilcox, and by newer, I mean, within the last 5 years or so. And it's pretty dang difficult, especially from the blues. You've got a lot of, spots where you can go OB, spots where you can get stuck in some really bad rough. But I was playing pretty calm the whole way through. The only hole that really got me on that was hole 7, which is a par 5. I took a double on that just because I had to pitch out twice. I just had nowhere to go forward. I had to pitch out just to get back on the fairway, which coming out of that, I ended up +3. So that wasn't too bad. And then we hit the back 9, which was the standard blue back 9 from the main course, and played pretty well. I scored just about as well as I wanted to. Couple of birdies, couple of bogeys, which is a little bit disappointing, but nothing too crazy. Finished out at +2, which was good enough to put me in 3rd place going into day 2. My putting was really what was doing good work on that one. I got myself to a lot of like edge of circle situations and, putting around trees and things like that. And I was hitting a lot of those putts, which I felt really good about. So yeah, 3rd place going into round 2. Again, looking like a little bit of rain, but it held off for us. So that was nice. A little bit more dreary, but still can't complain. Wasn't rainy. This was just the standard blue layout. Was playing with Ray again because he shot even. He shot the hot round in round 1. John Tamburino, who is a classic Wilcox player, and then Justin Park, who is, an RPI guy, has an absolute cannon of a forehand. Hole 1 for that one is just standard course hole 1, and I found out that the trail that I got from the Volunteer Open is much more flippy than I thought it was, which is crazy because on day 1 it was not that flippy, and on day 2 I threw it like a mile to the right on hole 1, which is not ideal. Started off with a bogey, picked up a double bogey on 4, then got a birdie on 8 and parred all 10 of the remaining holes. So a lot of ups and downs in that front 9, but then the back 9 was pretty calm. I was just not hitting the putts that I was hitting in round 1. So, and you can't really expect to hit those putts. So I'm really not too upset with a +4 for that second round. That ended up getting me a share 4th, and I had originally calculated off 19 players, but if there were 21 players, I might have, I think I have an extra 15 points or something like that. So I think I have 135 points coming my way for this tournament, which is a pretty solid number. I'm feeling good about my tournament all in all.
Nice. You tied with Justin Park.
Yep.
And Jackson Quinn and Ryan Finelli tied at even, but it looks like Jackson Quinn won in a playoff.
Yeah, Jackson was on chase card going into round 2 and shot a 998 rated 5 down in round 2 to force a playoff and ended up winning that playoff, which was awesome.
Nice. Chad Larson looks like he won MP40 by 4 strokes.
With a broken wrist.
I was going to ask, is he still...
He's still casted up.
So moving over to MPO, Jasan and Corey played in there. How'd it go, Jason?
Round 1, I had the worst start to a tournament ever that through the first 9 holes, I think I was +14. I hadn't played those holes before, the blue hatchet ones. I love the layout. Like, those holes are amazing. It's like really great. It just adds to Wilcox. But yeah, I was struggling with it. I wasn't feeling well. I had like some stomach stuff from lunch, and then got some really bad kicks in OB, and actually learned something I never considered before, that a couple of them I kicked pretty far into the rough and then like walked down the hill, went to my disc, and was a little lazy because it was really hot and humid and I didn't want to walk back up the hill to re-tee. So I was like, oh, I'll just kind of like take the OB here and play it. And there was another one where I was just like in the thick stuff. And on one of the holes, I don't know which one it is, but there's like 2 different streams. One's OB, one's not.
Hole 5.
Is it hole 5?
Yeah. That par 3 baskets up on a rock.
Yep, that's it. So I got short left down into like the crap down there, really awful area. And I was like, okay, like I'll just try to like punch out and get up and down and save a bogey. Tried to get out and then like got a worse tree kick and went even farther into the rough stuff where like I couldn't even see a way out. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just like re-tee. And then it occurred to me, because I had taken my second shot from like where I was, that miserable area, I had basically forfeited my right to re-tee. I could only go back to my last throw. So in hindsight, I should have re-teed, but I didn't. And now I know, like, yeah, if you're not going to re-tee, you definitely want to make sure that you're ruling that option out. But yeah, so anyway, struggled through the first 9 holes on that layout, kept fighting and got like 1 or 2 birdies back on when we got to the blue layout. Ended up being the second worst rating of my career. The only one lower than it was in 2014 when I just started playing. So didn't feel too good about it.
And what was that rating? Do you remember?
My lowest is 880.
Oh, okay.
And
No.
890 on Saturday. And I've never DNF from a tournament, but like, man, I was just like, this is tough to keep going.
I'm not going to lie though, seeing 890, I'm surprised it was that high.
It was bad. I mean, just to put it in context, like the first 9 holes were bogey, 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 double bogey, quadruple bogey, bogey, double bogey is the first 8 holes.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And that's just not like me, but the layout's like that. If you're a little, or if you're off and you're like kicking into the rough, there's just no recovery lanes on some of those areas. And the OBs are pretty punitive too.
Yep.
Props for hanging in there.
Yeah, I mean, in those days where nothing, like my drives were off, my putting was abnormally bad. Like I think Corey's played with me enough to know that like I usually pretty good at putter, and I wasn't even putting that great. I was 3 putting, and
you were still hitting some big ones though. Like you saved whatever. What was your score on 5? You took a 5. You hit a big putt on 5 to even save that.
I did. Yeah, I saved the double bogey there with like a pretty big putt, but I was missing some of the shorter ones that I'm like usually 100% on. Yeah, so then decided to show up Sunday with like being 20 strokes behind the leader and just played my normal golf and shot a few points below my rating, 1 under for the second round on blues. So yeah, fun weekend. The weather was hot Saturday, much cooler on Sunday, a little breezy on both days.
It was so windy. It hit us pretty hard, the wind on Sunday.
Yeah, I kind of like the wind, but man, I love Wilcox. That course is so gorgeous. And the babbling brooks through the course and everything else are just like fantastic. I'm really looking forward to playing there more. And yeah, it was a good card both rounds at Corey with me. So that was fun.
All right. So Corey, how about your round?
Yeah, so both days rolled down there with Kyle and Tucker. You know, both rounds thought that it was going to rain, just like on Friday. So all 3 days I carried an umbrella and didn't open it a single time. Round 1, I like South Hatchet. I always have liked it. Like Jason, they stole my phrase of babbling brooks. The whole scenery, I just love that 9-hole section. They've had like blues there for a while, and I played like what the original kind of placements were like way back in the day, and they were definitely rough. So to play like a longer layout back there or a harder layout back there with like good tee pads and good lines is really enjoyable. But I started off pretty bad to where every hole that had water in it, I landed in it. Hole 1, I was just a bit off of my drive, but I hit some branch and the disc shot straight down, like vertically into the water. I took a bogey. Hole 2, I slid. I tried to throw it a little short and then make a putt over the water. And I slid and like literally 2 inches too far. OB, hit that putt to save par. Hole 3, another water hole. I landed in that like pin high, and then I missed like the 30-foot par save putt. Hole 4 is like one of the best shots I feel like I threw that day. I was able to get that birdie, and then from there it was a bunch of pars. I already told the story about hole 6. I thought I saved a really good par on that one too, which ended up turning into a 6 with the misplay. From there, I was kind of like scrambling all day. I got a couple birdies in the back 9 and was pretty happy at the time finishing at 1 down, which I think was at that time rated like 985. But then once the misplay was assessed, that put me +1 over par, which I was kind of more bummed about after fighting to like get under par and then actually finishing over par, but was happy to play over my rating. I had bought super glue before the round, and I am now a firm believer in it. I don't think I'll ever not have super glue in my bag. It really helped out with my finger situation. It didn't last all round, but then again, it was a 4-hour round between It was also hot. So what no one has mentioned yet is how the gnats, and maybe worse than the gnats, was the like inchworms and caterpillars. Like,
I completely forgot to talk about that.
They're freaking Tom Cruising Mission Impossible from the freaking skybox on every single hole, looking for Jason's disc and for other people's discs, and just like making our way through those holes. You'd like it was worse than cobwebs or like spider webs.
At least the cobwebs, like, you brush them off once and they're fine. I felt like I was picking off the same freaking string off my arm like 4 or 5 times in a row because it just kept coming back.
Every time the wind blows, it would tickle your arm or leg hairs, and you would just like you were wrapped like a cocoon. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'd completely blocked that out of my mind because of how frustrating it was to deal with.
Yeah, you can't use bug spray for that. It's not going to protect you.
Yeah, when I got my car Sunday, there was literally like 3 or 4 caterpillars in there. I think they were just on my bag and were roaming around.
Also, no one mentioned was, I don't remember the specifics or the details, but there was acai bowls there for players to have.
Oh, acai?
Yeah, acai.
What?
Acai.
It's an A-C with a little thing on the bottom, A-I. I believe it's pronounced acai.
In what language?
I don't know. That's how they told it to me at the thing.
Yeah.
That's how they told me at when I checked in.
Tim, what language is that?
I have no idea, but it's definitely acai.
Jaimen, what language is that?
Manhattan.
What? Acai?
Hipster.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, Brooklyn.
That was like French or something.
Flatbush.
South American.
Yeah, it's like a super berry or whatever.
According to the dictionary, that does look like, I mean, it's dumb, but that does look like the pronunciation.
I had a whole joke about it being a French word, and we don't speak French here. We speak English. So how do you say it in English? It's not acai, it's acai, but...
They do use that C in French.
It looks like it's from Brazil, which would make it Portuguese.
Hey, do we speak Portuguese here? No, it's English. So how do you say it in English?
You say tortilla too?
I mean, is it fromage or is it cheese?
My wife says jalapeno.
Jalapeno?
Jalapeno. Yeah, thank you.
Well, if you want to be that specific, Corey, isn't it American English?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't spell color with a U. I don't know where I
Corey's just alienating the entire international audience for the show.
It was something that was in the players pack.
Oh yeah, the acai bowls. Yeah, it was delicious. It had coconut and granola in it. I ate it before round 1, and I really wish I saved it till after, because that's when I would have enjoyed it more, after sweating all around and being covered in cobwebs for 4.5 hours. Yeah, round 2, kind of a little more of the same. I feel like both rounds is basically highlighted by like 1 or maybe 2 blow up holes. Other than that, I was putting really well. I thought I was throwing really well. Course hole 14 is like the big downhill shot where the long basket's by the stream. Both days I threw the best shots I've ever thrown on that hole, and I'm pretty sure I might have had the longest drive both times, but I couldn't get the birdie either time. The first day I got a bogey from not playing the wind correctly, and the second day I got a bogey from literally throwing my second shot into the hillside right in front of me, and then luckily it like skipped down the hill. But I just I was close. I could have had a really good weekend, had a couple of misfortunes, and I got to play with Jason, Adam Keller both rounds. And then so round 1 I played with Brad Schott, which was fun, and second round I got to play with Muccelli, which is always interesting. So, and
you got to see Jason like he played in 2014. It was like a time travel.
One thing that Jason will not say is he handles it really well. I will admit I had one low moment on a hole where I let the course get the best of me, and Jason, round 1, after going through his struggles, calm, cool, and collected.
Yep, had fun playing disc golf. Yeah, I got to play more than everybody else, so.
And it probably gets dropped from your rating, so.
Oh, it definitely. But the problem now is it's probably lowered my standard deviation up, where some other ones that drop, they drop. I'm inflated anyway right now with my rating. But one other thing, shout out to Antonio Albert for getting an ace on hole 2 on the Blue Hatchet.
Ooh, nice.
That's sick.
That's a sick ace too.
Oh yeah, it's a really good one. That's super downhill across the stream. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and they mentioned, but I think shout out to Nick Warren too. I think he said it was his first time like as the TD.
Would never have guessed. He was running it smooth.
Running anything in Wilcox, I think takes some courage, because there's so many features to that course and the layouts and stuff that you're almost like just testing yourself as a TD. And there's no like cell service there either, so like if you want to look up rules or something, you're kind of screwed. But yeah, good job. Hope he does more events there. I'd like to play more events at Wilcox for sure.
Yep.
He has some banners everywhere too, like those big vinyl banners. And one thing I liked on hole 17 on the main layout, he had a banner behind the tee, like far enough or behind the basket, far enough where it really didn't come into play. But it was actually really helpful because then when you land off the fairway and you can't see anything, you could still see that banner and know roughly like where the basket is. And I actually thought that like as a course feature, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because it saves you from running back and forth trying to figure out where the basket is.
And for some reason, I don't know why. I mean, it was a banner hanging in the tree, but it was like oddly aesthetically pleasing. Like it just it looked like it belonged there for some reason, even though
it did look like it belonged there. Yeah, like I did not even question it.
I might have been pissed if I like threw it long past the basket and skipped behind it. I don't know how I would have felt about it by then, but I mean, it was like 60 feet behind the basket, right?
I mean, I only saw the people that I was playing with, but none of us came anywhere close to it. Even the best drives were like 50 feet short of it.
Yeah, same for us. Yeah, it never came into play, but I liked it.
So you guys didn't see the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast whole sponsorship?
No, what hole was it on?
I don't know. Like Wednesday or Thursday, he messaged me, "Hey, you want to sponsor?" So I sent him money and I sent him some logos and I told him to put Jason's name on it.
Yeah, I'm with Jason. I didn't really notice any of them.
I noticed some of them. They were like these metal signs.
Yeah, they were very solid
high
signs.
quality.
Like I definitely remembered seeing some of them, but I just wasn't focused on that.
Doesn't seem like he would have made a metal sign in the time that I sponsored that hole. You know what I mean? If it was like last Wednesday, Thursday, I don't see him making a metal sign of it.
He might have.
I think they were blanks, and they just like print something and adhere it on. It doesn't take them that long. I think I saw an Instagram post of him making them.
Ollie's, I think it is. OLLIES.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a local guy, I think.
That's not Eric Struna, is it?
No,
more southern. I don't know what town.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants his name blasted all over the place. His disc golf shop is Ollie's. He does all the signs, all the Wilcox Wild last year, all the T signs, everything. It's a thinner gauge metal than what Eric uses the majority of the time, but it's metal. It doesn't need to be super thick.
Yeah, definitely thinner, but thick enough.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so Corey, you came in 6th place. Looks like Justin Michelli and Brad Schott tied for 4th place at -3. Antonio Albert in 3rd at -6. Tucker Kozlowski in 2nd at -7. And Kyle Hirsch, your winner, at -8. So that means your car had -12 in it, Corey.
Pretty good card.
Not too bad for that car load.
We did get Chick-fil-A on the way home after the first day. Obviously on the second day. But yeah, excited for future Wilcox tournament, definitely.
All right, Jason, you got to get going?
Yeah, I should probably jump off.
All right.
Yeah, it's good talking to you guys. Sorry for lamenting about the Wilcox warm up for so long. I will talk to you either next week or if guys come out, see you there.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Oh, Corey, what's the layout tomorrow? J East?
J East, baby.
All right, I might see you tomorrow then.
All right, hit that ace pot.
All right, later, guys.
Peace.
Take it
Bye.
easy.
Bye.
Kisco Tuesday dubs, Ishmael Valencia and Andrew Fishkin shot a -6 there. Also, over the weekend, Evan and I went to the, was it the Summer Battle Royale, the preliminaries?
That's right.
Yeah.
It was good to see you out there.
I just kind of figured it'd be fun. It was either that or the Skylands Monthly. They had it at, I believe it was at Oasis. Charlie Holmgren won the A pool, shot a -11. Leighton Brinster shot a -6 to win the B pool. And Dan Doyle won the C pool at a +1. Why he's playing disc golf and not designing courses, I have no idea, but what are you going to do? Explain what that was, Evan, on Sunday.
So Sunday was the second day of preliminaries. We did something similar for the Winter Battle Royale, but that was all one day. Everybody showed up that could make it. Dennis didn't make that. In this case, he's doing 2 weekends. So it was actually this Saturday was the first opportunity. I think he said only a couple people came out for that, to play a stroke play solo round at Stony Kill, and he would use all those scores to determine seeding for the brackets. So it's like before you're into the double elimination match play tournament, this is a stroke play round to figure out who's going to play whom.
Something I forgot to mention was I played 9 at Stony Kill as like a warm-up both days for the Wilcox warm-up. So I warmed up for the warm-up, and I played through B Klein both days. So just figured that's what they were doing, is this little seeding tournament.
Yeah, he said he was going to be out there Saturday practicing, but his official round was going to be Sunday. There was, I think, 13 of us that came out.
15.
Well, I think a couple people were not actually in the tournament, I found out. So I think it was 15 people total. But it was also, we turned it into a nice big DisCap tag match. And then we also had free smoke tour tags going on at the same time. It was cool. It was, what'd you think, Pat?
I didn't like that he started me on hole 9. I haven't thrown a disc in a month. I just said, screw it. I'll use my AVR X3 through straight, threw straight, had a 20-foot putt, and I missed it, so.
Who'd you play with?
I played with Mike and Mark Ox.
Mike Cohen.
Yeah.
And you guys know each other.
Yeah, he used to live in Long Island, and I used to go there a lot more often than I do now. I asked him, I said, what do you prefer, woods golf or really, 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 really long fairways? And he likes wood golf better. Yeah, no, that was fun. I haven't played with him in a good while. And I've played with Mark before, but not very often. And so that was fun as well. I always have 2 blow-up holes. Hole 10 is the devil. It was the second hole I played, 9 and then 10. That's no fun if you don't warm up and you're almost 50. And I always tweak my knee on hole 10 because you feel that need to throw a little extra harder. So the rest of the day, my knee was throbbing after the second hole I played. So, but I've played horribly in the front 9. The back 9, I got a lot of pars. I birdied 6, 7, and I missed a 20-footer on 8. I wanted to have a turkey on the worst round imaginable. That would have been the highlight of the day. But
that would have been nice. I had a good time, too. I got there a little early. I was warming up on hole 10 with Jamie Borg. Always nice throwing with him. I had a great card. I got to play with Eric Struna, our buddy Adam, and then Ross, who is a fellow Trojan and an accomplished potter and an all-around chill guy. Prospect Dubs regular. And we started on 6.
Is that what the kids call weed smokers nowadays? Potters? Hey, he's a potter.
No, he works with clay and cool. Sells awesome pottery
in the shape of weed bowls.
I wouldn't know, not sure. Yeah,
that's fair.
But we had a great card, great time. I got a birdie on 7 with a nice backhand proxy. Tim, you would have been so proud. We walked up and it was like 3 feet past the basket. Just the greatest backhand line maybe I've ever thrown. And then I just had a pretty solid round. I think knowing that it was such a low pressure, it's for the seeding. It was really more of just, I was looking at it as a tag match, and I don't even care about my tag. I just want to get the match in. And I think because of that low pressure, I was just really kind of relaxed and throwing well. I birdied 13 through 17, which, felt really good. And then we got to hole 2, the new hole 2. And I've been talking about it, how I don't throw forehand. I need to be throwing forehand. I'm not going to get better unless I do it. I had thrown a couple, approach shots or scrambles earlier. So I went forehand off the tee and shocked everybody. My pyro got down to just outside a circle and made a big putt for birdie. That felt awesome. So coming into the last hole, we finished on 5. I was +4, which is a great round for me at Stony Kill. But unfortunately, I had 2 rollaways and took a double on 5 to finish +6. But I still won my card. That put me in a tie with Todd Everlith. After the round, I didn't really know this was going to happen. Everybody played 3 extra holes, to break ties from that day. So Todd and I were tied, and then Mike and Struna were tied. So we kind of made a card. It was sudden death, but then you also played 2 more holes to get an aggregate score because other people will play next weekend. And if they tied you, then he has an aggregate to break those ties. Beyond that, I'm not sure. I'll just wait and see who I'm going to play. But it was cool. I had a great time. After the round, I played Wolf for the first time. Pat and Brandon and Struna and who else played with us?
Starts with a D. Everybody calls him a dick.
Oh, Dennis.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Dennis Daly. Yeah. For some reason, I had never played Wolf. No one had ever successfully explained it to me, and it was actually kind of fun. We did that on the full 20-hole layout. I was exhausted at the end. I don't know about you, Pat, but I was...
Oh, I was exhausted at the beginning, but I drove an hour and a half. Why play just one round? That would have been silly.
Yeah, true.
So, Pat, when's the last time you played that many holes in one day?
2024, maybe, at some point. And maybe 2023. I'm not sure. My highlight of that, Wolf. We did play modified rules. Corey, you've played Wolf, I assume.
Like once, maybe twice.
Okay. Jaimen, you pretty up on your Wolf rules?
I'm not up on them. No, I haven't played it in a while, but I remember it.
Well, I'm not complaining about it. We just played different. You were playing for basically either 3 points or 1 point. If it was 3 versus 2, it was 1 point for whoever won. If it was Wolf, it was 3 points. I've always played it where you get the amount of points that you're versus. So if you're on the team of 2 and you're playing the team of 3 and you get the points, you get 3 points.
Yeah.
And then conversely, if you're on the team of 3 against the team of 2, you would get 2 points. If you're Wolf, if the 4 people beat you, they get 1 point. If the Wolf person wins, they get 4 points. But yeah, it worked out fine. I mean, if you know the rules going in, it doesn't really matter,
Yeah, I could see it working both ways. I feel like, my argument for having it like the amount of points is the people you beat, that makes sense. You want to be able to get enough points so you can win, but also if you're only playing for 3 points, then you don't need as many points to win.
Yeah, so I mean, everything kind of balances out in the end. My only highlight, I guess I would say, is what hole was it, Evan? Was it 14 with Brandon where I putted? I think it was hole 14. So I was partnered with Dennis, and Brandon wanted me to throw the points.
Oh God, yeah, now I remember. Oh, this was ice cold.
It was like a 15-foot putt, not probably 10 feet. I don't even know.
I don't care.
And I knew I had 2 guys behind me putting, and Brandon's like, "Oh, just missed the putt so that he doesn't get any points," because he was contending for the lead at that point. He ended up winning. Dennis did. So I said, "Brandon," and he turned to look at me. So I stared at him, and I made the putt.
Yeah, he
like staring at him.
He no looked the putt, like he dead eyed him and just no looked at it right into the chains. It was sick.
Yeah. So that was my my contribution.
That was a win-win. Either you miss it and you appease Brandon, I guess, or you nail it and you look like a freaking hero.
Yeah. And plus, I had 2 guys behind me that still haven't putted. So.
Yeah.
It was cool. I was like, the way you mix it up, you play with different, people hold the hole. What about the fact that there was a mandatory wolf? Like everybody had to be wolf at least once. Is that normal, or was that like a modified rule?
I've never heard of it. And that's my only issue with, if you're going to make the mandatory, I do think it should have been worth 4 points at that point. We played the 20 holes, so we included the 2 extra holes. That way everybody got wolf 4 times, but you had to call wolf at least once. If I had any beef, that would have been it. And it's not a big beef. It's just...
Yeah, it just forced me to be wolf on 16, and I kind of forgot that I had to do that.
See, that's the one thing you got to learn about wolf. We had 5. I was 5th. We went by tags, which I actually had an issue with that too. Did Eric not put his tag in for the tags that we played?
No, he did.
Then how did he end up with a better tag than me? Didn't he tie with Mike?
Wait,
Because didn't they do the playoff together?
I thought you were pointing out the fact that Brandon put in his score as 108, which was actually his tag number, because it makes it look like he had like the worst round of his life.
I thought he was tied with Mike Cohn.
Yeah, at 71, you beat them.
But he went 4th. He had a better tag.
Oh, for Wolf, you mean?
Yeah, Brandon screwed up the tags then. I don't care. I just,
Fair question. I'll look into that. I don't know. We might have to replay that round of Wolf. You might be right. The whole thing might be invalidated.
Oh, shit.
I prefer to be last. Because my first thought going in, I have to be wolf once. I got hole 5, hole 10, hole 15, and hole 20. Hole 10's out. Hole 20's out. I got hole 5, and then my thinking is 15. That's probably one of those janky holes.
My highlight was hitting band on 8. That was exciting. Just like a right-hand hyzer. Pretty short. 200 feet?
And then it shot about 200 feet away, right?
I said it hit the band. It was pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm. No, it was a good shot. So next weekend, if you're available, it's still at Stony Kill, right?
Yes, that'll still be at Stony Kill, 10 o'clock. I think he said Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because Monday's a holiday, maybe.
I'll be there on Monday.
Nice. I know he's looking for more people. He was talking about it tonight at Prospect Dubs with Jason Gorsage about, anticipated participation versus, who's signing up. So if you're on the fence, go for it, because why not? It's fun.
And honestly, the price point's not excessive. $25.
$25, and it's, the seeding round and then at least 2 matches. And if you are winning, then keep winning and win some money.
Is it open to everyone?
You'd have to read the rules he posted. I know I believe, I don't want to misspeak here, maybe don't include this, but he was thinking about having like 2 divisions or doing it like a cutoff by rating.
915 and higher and 914.
Yeah, that was the idea, but I don't know what the sign up numbers are looking like. And again, I don't want to like speak for him. But
Yeah, Jaimen, I think you said there was a ceiling of like 960. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
There's a Facebook group. Let me try and look it up and see what it says. Tim, do you know any of this?
I signed up like 45 minutes ago, so no, I didn't read any of it.
I tried looking at it, but I can't download a PDF off of Facebook on my phone.
No, nobody can. I think he screenshotted it at some point in the comments because everybody had that issue.
At this point, I'm just like, I just suck at technology. It's my fault. So I just assume it's me messing it up. But yeah, I'll look into it. It sounds like fun. I love match play. I love getting like just kind of paired against random people and meeting new people.
Exactly. And the more people that are in, the more random it'll be. And
Monday is like literally the only day of all 5 days that he offered that I can actually do it. Probably same thing with you, Jaimen.
Oh no, it's yeah, I might not be able to do it.
You don't have to go to the preliminary. You'll just get a bottom seed.
And then
sweet.
Nothing up.
I have legitimate excuses, but
What a strat. Let me skip playing against the people that actually played well, and then I'm just going to play.
If you get a bottom seed, that means you have to play the people that played the best.
Right.
So it isn't
Jaimen's
that
strat.
great.
He's just going to get bottom seed and then snipe the top guys.
best of luck, boys.
Won't that help you, Corey?
I think I beat Jaimen at Stony Kill 7 times out of 10.
I don't remember having to play there.
Well, Corey, you're going to be there Monday? Maybe I'll come watch. I'll come spectate.
Corey, you won't be playing him at Stony Kill again, though.
Yeah, but hypothetically, listen, I don't care where I'm playing Jaimen. He's going down, all right? I did take the one tag from him at one point this year, I think.
Yeah, that's the confidence we're looking for.
Nice.
Not going to misplay my ass in a casual round, I'll tell you that, though.
Speaking of Stony Kill, Alex, Stony Kill Random Dubs, Wednesday, week 8. How'd that go?
Went all right. I got paired up with Chad Larson, and we played pretty dang well. We ended up 17 down on the 20-hole layout, which I believe Gene said was the course record. It's definitely the course record for this year. We missed hole 7, which is a disappointment, but then we also missed hole 10 and 15, which are more reasonable holes to miss. But other than that, 17 down. I had both CTPs for a second, but I only came home with a hole 11 one. But yeah, really good round for us. I'm feeling really good.
And it's definitely a record with 2 guys and 3 hands. So
Yeah.
there's that too. All right. Corey, J-Dubs Points Championship, week 9.
That was the weekend after Mighty got. I decided I wasn't going to play. So Monday night, I actually worked on my chainsaw. So that Tuesday, after I got dubs going, I could go out there and clean up some down trees that were in the park. So water was still kind of a problem. We played the same J Central layout that Muccelli did for his pro league previous to that. And I'm not going to say any of the whole numbers. People aren't going to make it. Not going to make any sense. But you play a little bit of south, you play a little bit of north, and a couple like west holes or whatever. But yeah, Brendan and Brian got paired up, and they beat Sean Powers and Kevin Burns, who made a late charge in a 2-hole playoff, I believe. Or no, a 1-hole playoff and then a CTP as it was getting dark because we had a 5-some out there.
I blame the tournament director for that.
Yeah, I started 15 minutes late. I should have rearranged the cards a little bit. But yeah, Brian and Brendan won, and they also won the birdie bank that had been piling up for 2 or 3 weeks. Surprise, Muccelli hit both CTPs on hole 6 and hole 15.
Nice.
Yeah, we had a guy from Binghamton area come out and play too, Kevin Byrne. He donated his $10 winnings, so shout out.
Heck yeah. Also, I really liked his Civil War documentary.
Go Kevin Burns.
I prefer the baseball one.
Oh, yeah. Jaimen, do you know who won Handicap League?
Joe Pulsoni again, I believe.
I had a tie with him and Jim Robertson.
Okay, yep, that checks. There's been a lot of ties lately. And then a couple guys tied in second also.
Any weird issues with people not getting handicaps?
Yeah, so I realize what the issue is if you haven't played in the league before, you don't get a handicap, which is fucking stupid, if I'm being honest.
Like, it can't just go off your UDisc history, right? Like, why not?
Right, yeah. No, I emailed them. I was like, hey, guys, this is, like, prohibitive for this. Because, like, if I was to start a new handicap league, there wouldn't be any handicaps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I transitioned my normal singles league into a handicaps league, so I have all the information from the prior years. So that works. But, like... yeah, so I reached out to them and was like, hey, this is kind of probably going to keep handicap leagues from using UDisc because that's annoying. That's like super annoying. And their response was, well, you know, like a lot of people are more lax on their casual rounds than their handicap rounds. So we thought including them would be a bad idea. The thought that I have on that, I haven't responded yet, is, yeah, but who the hell is going to give themselves extra strokes? If you're being casual on your scorecard, you're giving yourself less strokes.
Exactly.
Screw over your own handicap.
Yeah.
That just seems like a pretty glaring issue to me.
Yeah.
It's not like impossible to fix, but anytime a new person shows up, I'm going to have to calculate a handicap for them. And at that point, it's like, well, I've already got this spreadsheet. I could just calculate everybody's handicap, you know? Yeah, so that was a little annoying. I think that they've got the right idea. They're just not nailing the execution on that.
I think UDisc gives you like an overall kind of player rating now based on your recent performance.
Yeah, I figured that's what the handicap was going to be based off of.
I don't know the difference between everyday rating and competition rating, but mine are pretty close to each other, so I don't know.
Yeah, just something that I was like, okay, I understand the idea behind it, but at the same time, you're probably not doing yourselves any favors.
What are your numbers, Evan?
My everyday rating is 183 and competition is 179.
Mine says my everyday rating is 235 and my competition is 27, which seems inflated.
What, yours seems inflated?
I don't know if that's based off like end of round ratings. I feel like usually I'm like happy with anything like,
Oh, if you click on it, it shows you what it's counting and what it's not counting.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's your best ratings.
Okay, that makes sense.
You're getting sidetracked here. Sorry. But I also think that you are that much better than me.
I wasn't trying to compare. I was just curious.
Oh, I thought when you asked my number and then said yours, we were comparing.
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, comparing for science, though.
Yes, objectively comparing without any feelings attached. I understand.
Yeah.
Randy, Regeneron Wednesday doubles at Colonial Acres. Did anybody show up and say that they knew you?
No, we had the same number of people, different people, no non-employees. Yeah, all people that I at least recognized from work. So, the PSA I made did nothing. The weather was like right on the fringe of gonna rain the whole time. Carried my umbrella around just to ward off the rain. So I think that maybe kept people from showing up.
So you won with Adam Nelson, shot at -15.
Yeah, it was kind of unfair, but we just do a straight up flip for partners in the parking lot.
Well, it's not like you shot at -18.
No, we were on track for a while. I think we were 12 down or like 12 or 13 down through 12 holes because I managed to pull off an ace on one of the shorter holes. So for a while, we were riding that high. We were through 12 holes thinking like, we're just going to go 19 down tonight. And then, reality hit on the long holes.
What hole did you ace? Hole 2 short?
No, I have done that before. But no, 6, which is like 230 feet. It wasn't nothing,
You got time for a quiz or no?
I do.
We're here.
I already have
All right.
another that I cracked on accident.
Do you want to do 2 3s or 3 2s?
2 3s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Limit the infighting.
You think that'll limit it?
It maximizes it. Tim, what do you got? Who's your partners?
I'm going to take the 2 most recent ace guys, Evan and Randy.
All right.
Let's go.
Bunch of ace holes.
Yep.
Hey.
All right. And then that's Corey, Alex, and Jaimen. No infighting there.
Was I with Kyle or I forgot. He was like listening to the podcast and I think he was clowning on us for like taking so long to do the disc or no disc part. He's like, it's a 50-50 chance, just pick one. And then literally he's like, oh wait. And then that's when Jaimen was like, and this is for Kyle.
All right, so that means Corey, Alex, and Jaimen. What category? We got 3 categories: Category 1, Category 2, or Category 3.
1?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Works for me.
All right, question 1, Category 1. If listed alphabetically, what chess piece comes first? If listed alphabetically, what chess piece comes first?
Bishop?
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I was going to get there eventually.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the bishop a disc?
I want to say yeah.
I feel like it would be a name that someone has used. Like someone has like a chess set of discs.
And also bishop, I kind of like that word. Like that word kind of slaps.
It's a good word.
Yeah, it's a
good word. I think we're happy with yes.
Yeah. You think it turns over, it just moves diagonally?
You guys agree?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm sorry, no.
God damn it.
How dare they?
All right. Tim, Evan, and Randy, Category 1, Category 2, or Category 3?
I'm curious about category 1, but Tim, it's your choice. You're driving.
3.
All right. Question 1, Category 3. What 5-letter prefix comes before mechanism to refer to the feedback device that lets robots self-correct? What 5-letter prefix comes before mechanism to refer to the feedback device that lets robots self-correct?
Everything I'm thinking of is 4 letters.
Sonar?
Stop it.
This one was a late addition. I might not have put them in the proper order. That's happened before.
We got the 6th. We got the
He
6th
feels
question.
bad for us.
I wouldn't say it's a
5-letter
6.
prefix.
What's the word? That's the prefix. Is it correction? Am I not listening?
What 5-letter prefix comes before mechanism
Mechanism.
to
thank you.
refer to the feedback device that lets robots self-correct?
Is it sonar?
Sonar's not really a
Right.
prefix.
But I'm just trying to think of something that comes back to you that allows you to autocorrect.
No, I think sonar is an acronym.
Okay. That's the only 5-letter word that I thought made sense.
Because I was thinking like auto and like
Yeah, that makes sense.
meta, and those are all 4-letter words. The hardest question of the night.
Maybe. We'll see.
I'll make something look harder. Don't worry.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Force. That's not a prefix.
No. Sense, no.
Inter.
See, at least that's a prefix.
Thanks. It took the whole allotted time for me to come up with that incorrect answer.
I got nothing.
No. I keep thinking sense or sensor, but that's too many letters. I think, are we going sonar? That's terrible. But
It is bad. It's all I got nothing.
Sonar.
Yep, sonar, Pat.
Corey, Alex, and Jaimen, what 5-letter prefix comes before mechanism to refer to the feedback device that lets robots self-correct?
Alex, unmute yourself and
I do not have the answer. The only things that were coming to mind were like inter and extra and like
Insta was in my head, but until
Insta.
I thought
that's
it
too
was
many letters.
INSTA.
Oh, I guess it was 5 letters. My bad. I can't count.
Yeah, but that was before he said the word mechanism. I thought it was insta feedback. But no, bad guess.
The only thing that I can think of is radar,
Radar.
but it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes any sense.
One more time, Pat. Or do we get a reread on that?
No, you can. But I just did want to say, Randy, you're probably right. It was a question 6. I wasn't sure before. What 5-letter prefix comes before mechanism to refer to the feedback device that lets robots self-correct?
Feedback device for robot self-correct. Servo? Ooh, actually, I kind of like that.
Servo mechanism? I'm not.
I like how it
opposed
sounds. I don't have no reason to believe it, but I like
to it.
how
It's
it
also
sounds.
a servo's a disc.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I could think of.
Or Sampo. Sampo's another.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I'm just thinking of Danny Parton's clear ass Sampo disc that he used to throw that had a machine on it.
I vote servo.
I'm good with it.
Sure.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the servo.
Wow, Corey.
You knew I had it by the tone of Pat's voice when he said that. When he said, "Do you agree?" You knew
Well,
he
at that
had
point, you had all said yes. So if somebody...
it. Yeah, I know. But you sounded proud.
I kind of was. It's a question 1. That was a tough question 1, apparently.
Yeah.
But that means the question 6 in this round will be easy. So
What category was this again?
3.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It is a disc,
It
yes.
is a disc, yeah.
I legitimately bagged 2.
MVP Disc Sports, December 1st, 2013. All right, that was a steal, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys are up 3-0, category 1 or category 3. Category 2 will be saved for a later date.
3 feels like a wild card right now.
Yeah. Let's run from that one.
Yeah, let's go 1. Let's go 1 again.
Sure.
Question 2, category 1, as well as an adjective meaning more aged. In Native American culture, it's a person whose age gives them wisdom. As well as an adjective meaning more aged. In Native American culture, it is a person whose age gives them wisdom.
Is it just elder?
I guess that is the word I was trying to think of.
I have another word, but I don't know if it's better.
Are you going to say it?
Because, like, elder, I don't know. Should I say it?
Yeah.
All right, sage is what was coming to mind.
Sage doesn't mean older, though.
But elder doesn't mean wiser.
Yeah, but I thought that was in the question.
I'm going to have to hear it one more time because I'm blanking now.
As well as an adjective meaning more aged. In Native American culture, it's a person whose age gives them wisdom.
They have to have wisdom and they have to be old.
Yeah, but like a Native American elder, like I feel like that's...
elder. I vote elder. That was the word I was trying to think of. Too.
I am not confident enough to fight it. So I'm happy going with elder. Or, not happy, but not unhappy.
Elder.
You guys good?
Sure.
Yep.
Is the elder a disc?
Good call.
I mean, when I try to picture the word elder on a disc, I don't like the way that looks.
An elder is a type of tree.
Yeah, I was going to say it could be AGL.
But of all the trees out there, that's the name you're going to go with?
Yeah, they're actually super common. You probably got some in your yard.
There's also a lot of trees and they have a lot of tree discs. So it's not out of all of them are out there.
So it sounds like you guys are trying to say yes.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable.
Yeah, I'll go yes.
Discmania has like that active line that's all like, teachers. And
Sensei,
yeah.
maestro, elder, yeah.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Launch Disc Golf, February 7th, 2022.
Lunch?
Launch.
Okay, that makes makes less sense now.
All right. Tim, Evan, and Randy, category 1 or category 3. You're down 5-0.
I am not picking anymore after that debacle.
That got crazy quick.
They're just staying 1 for now?
Yeah, probably. 3's terrifying.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
All right. Question 3, category 1. What orange and black butterfly is similar in appearance to a monarch, but smaller? What orange and black butterfly is similar in appearance to a monarch, but smaller?
Is there one called Emperor?
I thought it was like king or queen, but I don't know which one.
I got nothing. I know nothing about bugs, except for the caterpillars that fall on you at Wilcox.
I'm not sure. I don't know. When he started reading the question, I got excited because I was like, oh, I know this.
Yeah.
It's monarch.
Oh, monarch. It's so easy.
and then he kept going, and I was like, oh, no.
Is there another like word in like a monarchy kind of, because I think it is in the same vibe, but I just can't remember if it's like king or queen or another word for that.
No, I don't know. Like I said, the only one that came to mind was emperor, but that might just be penguins.
Well, let's think of things that are not king and queen, but other words.
Yeah, I'm not doing a good job at that right now.
Prince.
Print.
I think we had that kind of recently,
We did.
but I don't remember king or queen recently.
I don't either.
Either one of those are good guesses, and I'm pretty sure they're both discs.
What if
We
it's
had-
just royal? Oh, I should have
That's-
thrown that in there.
Not a bad guess either.
I like it more.
What was it?
Just royal.
Royal.
I like
can't
that
think
best of
these.
everything we've said.
All right.
Of all the possible answers we've given them, that's my favorite.
Let's go with it.
Nothing else that we can think of.
Going with Royal?
I got
I think
nothing
we
else.
are.
Yeah, I guess so.
Corey, Alex, and Jaimen. What orange and black butterfly is similar in appearance to a monarch but smaller?
I mean, there are emperor butterflies.
Emperor it is, Pat.
Yeah, it's not a swallowtail because they're yellow, so I'm out of butterflies.
Aren't swallows birds?
Swallowtail butterflies or swallowtail butterflies.
Got
But yeah, swallows are birds.
yeah, so Emperor.
You
Sure.
guys agree?
Yeah.
We're looking for the Viceroy. Viceroy,
Oh,
That's fair.
which is not a disc. All right, but that was a steal. No points, but Corey, Alex, and Jaimen, category 1 or category 3?
If servo was the hardest answer in that category and I got it, that means that they can only get easier, whereas the other one is supposed to get harder. So I vote 3. And we also have no idea.
The thought is, did you get that because you knew it, or did you get that because you got lucky?
I made an educated guess based on things that I know and came up with the word servo.
All right. I am expecting you to know all of these 5 other answers then in this
Ooh,
category.
okay, show me number 1, Pat.
What category?
1.
I'm good with either. I'm just messing with Corey.
No. Good point. Don't rely on me. Let's go with number 1 so we can rely on you.
All right, question 4, category 1. Mahmud of Ghazni in Afghanistan. The first ruler with what title of a Muslim monarch liked to invade India yearly, 17 times in all? Mahmud of Ghazni in Afghanistan. The first ruler with what title of a Muslim monarch liked to invade India yearly, 17 times in all?
Alex.
Is it a sheik?
Ooh.
Or are they Hindu or are they Muslim? Or are they neither? And I'm conflating a lot of different things.
It wasn't Muslim in the question? Or no?
So Muslim is what we're looking for. I don't know if sheik is Muslim.
What's the other religion? That's not Sheik?
Hindu would have been the other option, I think.
No, but there's like a third religion that I thought was, it might be Sheik. It sounds sort of like that.
Ooh, the other one.
Like a Shah, maybe?
No, I thought it was Sheik, but I'm like just drawing a blank on what that's called. I just wanted to make sure that's not the word you're thinking of because that's a totally just different religion.
Yeah, like there's Shia and Sunni Muslim.
Well, those are
okay,
just
that's what I was
sects.
thinking of. Right. So Alex said sheik.
I think Sheik is a totally different religion. Fuck.
Yeah.
I wish I could think of what's like the word that's.
You know what's coming to mind is the Iron Sheik, the wrestler from ages ago that I don't remember enough about to tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
But then also, because it was a wrestler from, whenever he was, it's probably like super not accurate to the actual culture it came from. So I don't know if that helps in any way.
It definitely would not be Sultan either, right?
Could be Sultan. Sultan sounds better, I think.
The word Shah is coming to mind. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Sultan more than the other one.
Really?
I'm pretty sure Sheik is the religion that I'm thinking of.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're going to have to help us out with this one, Randy.
I don't think it helps for the answer, but I know the religion you're thinking of.
Okay, so it's not Sheik. No, it's yeah.
So, like, Shah is definitely a leader, but I don't know if it's a Muslim leader.
My thought was Sultan, but I kind of thought it was a dumb guess, but those usually the ones that
Yeah.
should not be.
I'm naturally thinking through my Disney movies and Aladdin.
Yeah.
It's not helping at all. Genie. Is the answer Genie?
I would have said Sultan was a disc, so I'm happy going with that one, but yeah, I don't know.
Sounds like Sultan, Pat.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is the Sultan?
Oh
the
my
disc?
God. I'm the Sultan around here. I'm the guy.
That one pissed me off. when
I
you said that
wrote
word.
Sultan down like an
Yeah.
hour ago.
I know, me too. I was so pissed when you said it.
Sikh is the religion you were trying to think of. Jaimen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Northern Indian.
Salt in the swing.
And Camel
baby.
Clutch was what you were thinking of, Alex.
It's true. It's true.
I say it's a disc too.
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah, I would have said it was a disc going into this. So yeah, I'm feeling good about that.
Infinite Discs, January 27th, 2025.
MBC, baby. My night.
That was your regular question, though, right?
Yes.
All right, Tim, Evan, and Randy. It ain't over yet. What category would you like?
I think to have a chance, we have to go 3, right?
I guess.
Category 3, Pat.
Question 2, Category 3. What was the name of the robot toy created by Sega Toys? It received input from an external music source such as an MP3 player or iPod and will light up and dance to the music's rhythm. What was the name of the robot toy created by Sega Toys? It receives input from an external music source such as an MP3 player or iPod and will light up and dance to the music's rhythm.
Oh, what the hell?
Boombot is the only thing that came into my mind.
I love it because the only Sega stuff I know is consoles and like video game consoles.
The Dreamgus.
I'm totally sorry. I skipped a word.
Oh,
Oh, is it Boombot? You were going to say that in the question.
No. What was the name of the robot pet toy created by Sega Toys?
Okay, that does help.
It received input from an external music source such as an MP3 player or iPod and will light up and dance to the music's rhythm. I'm sorry about that.
I'm like picturing it, but I have no clue what they called it. You got any good like dog names that are also tech names?
right.
Like Sprocket.
Ooh.
I don't think that's the answer.
I think
but
that's the
I would,
dog
I
from
would
Fraggle
name-
Rock.
Oh, I would name a dog that.
I don't know if that's helpful.
I can see it has like translucent ears.
Yep. Plastic metal body.
What is stupid dog names like DOG and stuff like that?
Oh, I was thinking it was going to be something simple like Spot, but not Spot. But like
I
kind of
I think it is something
vibe.
like that, but it's spelt different. It's something like you would call a dog, but it's spelt differently.
Mm.
Like, what do you call?
Is this like a toy you guys remember?
Yeah,
I
can see
remember it,
I
yeah.
can see it. It's like gray body with translucent ears.
Mhm.
They had like pink and blue and different color ears. Had
Yep.
like the eyes were just a flat digital screen.
Is this back when they were just putting the letter I in front of everything? Is it just something like
No.
I?
Oh my God, iDog. No
Is it-
joke. Adam Nelson throws one.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I was
not
thinking,
joking.
I'm thinking like
Okay.
iMac, iPod.
Every time he says iDog, I said like, "Hey, does anyone smell iDog?"
It is a disc, but yeah, I don't know if that's it. But
We're going with it. I don't
Okay.
care.
All right, let's roll.
You guys agree?
Yes.
You really think I would build a category around the fact that you said iDog a couple weeks ago, Randy?
Oh my
Totally
God,
would.
Is the iDog?
You did make a smells like iDog
It
joke.
was
Randy.
last week.
Oh my gosh.
You were killing me. I had that one right away.
You were probably the right age to own one of these.
I didn't own one.
I was with Tim. I could picture it. I had no idea what the name was.
Yeah, I had it as soon as you said it was a pet. I was like, oh, I know exactly what this is. I have no idea what it's called.
I didn't know what it was called, and then I started thinking like, oh, it's like I something, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's definitely an iDog.
All right,
Is the iDog a disc?
We think so.
Yes, it is.
100%.
Castoplast, April 22nd, 2024, and you guys are on the board.
Finally,
We did it.
we
All
can go to
right,
bed
Corey,
happy.
Alex, and Jaimen, you're up 7-2. What category, 1 or 3?
Either way,
I like one still.
Yeah, sure.
sure.
Question 5, category 1. A mountain in British Columbia shares a name with what synonym for a ruler or sovereign? A mountain in British Columbia shares a name with what synonym for a ruler or sovereign?
British Columbia. That's like more French Canadian.
Emperor was not a disc yet, or was not an answer yet.
Mount Emperor.
Emperor. Lord is the only other thing I can think of. I
Yeah,
don't
could
think
be.
it's great.
Mount something. Mount.
It was a mountain in British Columbia, right?
Yep.
Not really big on my mountains.
Not in British Columbia.
No.
I like Emperor. Emperor, Lord, I'm fine with anything.
What are other potential ruler names?
Not any good French. I probably
Sovereign. I don't like it.
wasn't sovereign in the question.
I don't think so.
Oh, Pat, what was the question again?
A mountain in British Columbia shares a name with what synonym for a ruler or sovereign?
Damn it.
Okay,
Good job, Corey.
Well, it did sound vaguely French too. What do we know about like French rulers?
They're short, right?
They get killed.
Yeah, I mean, what did they call them? Like Napoleon was an emperor. Who were other leaders that were French? And like, what was their title?
That's a wonderful question.
Yeah, they're just no
I
by their
mean,
name.
there was a king of France at one point. What about like Marquis? Maybe
Oh, Marquis? I like Marquis.
Like Marquis feels like a couple of steps down from like King, but so does Viceroy. So
And Bishop. It's like all the classic always a bridesmaid, never a bride. So close.
I'm pretty sure Sultan's pretty high up there.
But is he the highest?
I would have said yes, but now I don't know.
Okay, so what were you guys saying?
Marquis. I like that.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Going Marquis.
Marquis.
Tim, Evan, and Randy, a mountain in British Columbia, shares a name with what synonym for a ruler or sovereign?
Pretty sure it's king.
Oh, let's go with it.
Great.
I have no idea. So,
You guys agree?
Yeah.
yep.
We're looking for Monarch. Innovative Champion Discs.
Oh, like the
June 2nd,
butterfly.
2018.
A bigger butterfly.
Yeah.
That was a steal, though, Tim, Evan, and Randy. What category? We got 1 question in category 1 or 4 in category 3?
Back to 3.
Yep.
Question 3, category 3. Pre-dynastic Egypt used what element in glassmaking? Today, we'd be pretty lost without it as a semiconductor in computers. Pre-dynastic Egypt used what element in glassmaking? Today, we'd be pretty lost without it as a semiconductor in computers.
He said element, right?
Yeah.
So I think silicone, because I know one of the types of glass is borosilicate, although I don't know what they were making in.
I think they're looking for a metal because, like, I think all glass is silica based, like Silicon Valley. Oh,
Right? Like, isn't.
semiconductor. No, but like the whole point of the silicon, I thought was it's insulating the circuits and everything.
When I think glass, I think borosilicate. And I don't know if. Yeah.
Any thoughts there, Tim?
My gut says when Evan says something right off the bat, he's usually right. So I'm going to agree with Evan on that.
I'm not married to it. It's just, it was my first instinct. I'm open to the technological side of the question, to somebody else's opinion.
I have nothing to contribute besides my gut that you're right based on the way you responded.
I don't know if it's a good disc name either, though.
It sounds like terrible.
I was thinking the answer was gold, honestly, but
That's what popped in my head, but I didn't like it at all.
because there's gold in a lot of
Right.
tech,
Yeah, right. Exactly. And so I was kind of like,
and Egyptians like had gold.
If the answers are more like tech, though, that doesn't sound as much tech to me. I don't know.
I
there's a lot
agree.
of gold in it, but
I don't think gold fits with Servo and iDog, but like
Right.
silicon does.
yeah.
All right, let's go with it. Silicon.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Is the silicon
Woo.
a disc?
Damn it, Randy. Believe in yourself. What the fuck? God damn it.
Shout out to my brother, the glassblower,
Oh, we were so close.
which is why I knew that.
They were so close to screwing that up. Randy made them both think it was freaking gold. Damn it.
Sometimes you got to play the people, not the actual game, Corey.
All right, Tim, you're up here. Is this a disc or not, Tim?
Oh, silicon sounds like such a bad disc name.
Sounds like something you make discs out of, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's plastic of some kind. I think it's a no. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like a very good disc name.
Agreed.
Okay.
You guys agree?
That sounded hesitant, Randy. What do you think?
No, it's great.
Oh, come on.
We can postpone this for Kyle a little bit. Randy, let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
No. I don't like it.
Okay. No.
No. Loft Discs, May 16th, 2022.
Oh, of course. They have
Mm-hmm.
those other ones.
They're all elements.
Randy, you knew that, didn't you?
Now I do.
Yeah. Oh, well.
You got 7-3. Corey, Alex, and Jaimen, category 1 or category 3?
I say 3.
All right, go for it.
Question 4, category 3. The second cervical vertebrae is called what? Because it forms a pivot point, allowing the head to shake no. The second cervical vertebrae is called what? Because it forms a pivot point, allowing the head to shake no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep. Haven't the faintest clue.
Are they not all numbers and letters?
I'm gonna say it's the neck. We're gonna go with the neck.
Like what's
The neck.
what's the L1? That's the thing, right?
So it sounds like it's just its nickname.
Yeah. So like second vertebrae is the like technical term, but like you don't say scapula, you say shoulder blade.
Yeah, I think it would be called the L2. Like Corey was saying, L1. This would be the L2 is called what? Because it forms a pivot point, allowing the head to shake no.
I think L refers to like lumbar area of your spine, so it's like the lower back, but same concept.
Ooh, yes, okay. So work that. Where are you working that till, Alex?
Doesn't help. Like I have more technical terms. We're not looking for technical terms.
Yeah. Shit.
It's the shaky head joint. It's
No, that's also like a scanning motion. I feel like they wouldn't name it after your ability to say no.
yeah, no, it's got to be like a twist, like a pan, like
Predator. I don't know.
a swivel.
Servo. What could this?
Ball joint. It's vaguely robotic and or technological. We're looking for something good.
Your second vertebrae allows you to rotate. Say no. It's like a robot would.
Oh, it's the rotator cuff. It's the rotator cuff.
Isn't that in your shoulder?
What?
Right?
No.
Oh wait, no, that's shoulder. That's definitely shoulder. Never mind.
I won't fault you for it because it definitely came through my mind, but it instantly went out the other side. Like I just.
No,
Yeah,
that's
it's
fair.
better than any
That's
answer
fair.
I've had.
Rotator something. Rotate sounds good. Rotate's a good word.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing. The disagreement.
The Nobula.
I don't think it's the Nobula.
Is the Nobula disc.
Pat, you should just take that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
They said it.
It should just be accepted as correct.
Right.
Like if it's not the Nobula, it should be the Nobula now.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I had to unmute. That's
All right, so yeah, Nobula.
Nobula. Let's go with it.
Sure, why not?
Speak it into existence.
Tim, Evan, and Randy, the second cervical vertebrae is called what? Because it forms a pivot point, allowing the head to shake no.
Not yet, at least.
Tim. Do you know it?
I do know it because of PT for the last 2 weeks on my spine.
Can I guess it then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it axis?
It is.
That's what I thought. Yay.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're not old enough yet.
I would never have gotten that.
Yeah, my axis is fine.
We will in 10 years.
You guys agree?
Yes.
Is the axis a disc?
I think it's MVP, maybe
It
an
is,
older
right?
one.
I think it's MVP.
I could be wrong, but it feels like it. I thought
I
My
thought
thought.
it was yes.
I don't like it, but
Can we ask Alex? Can we phone a friend? Okay.
Damn, got a busy signal. Damn, 2025. Who'd have thought?
I think yes.
sure, let's do it.
MVP Disc Sports, July 15th, 2011.
Was that before Axiom existed? Because I feel like Axis
may
and
have
Axiom
been.
are like too close.
I think it's out of production.
Yeah, it's definitely out of production.
And unless I'm mistaken, I got 7-5. And
Ooh,
a
that's what I got.
steal.
And a
So
steal.
It is
Let's
your
go.
question.
Holy moly.
Category 1 or Category 3?
I think we stick in 3, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Question 5, Category 3. What prefix is commonly used to describe futuristic or technologically advanced concepts? It was also in the name of one of the CSI shows. What prefix is commonly used to describe futuristic or technologically advanced concepts? It was also in the name of one of the CSI shows.
I have a guess, I guess.
What is
Say it, yeah.
Cyber.
Ooh, cybercrime.
Everything's cyber. Like,
You wouldn't download a car.
Please be kind. Rewind.
that sounds like a
Okay.
CSI show, Cyber.
can we hear the question one more time, please?
Sure, but I do want you to know that Tyler the Cannon Gannon and Bobby Hallam shot a -13 at Shen Creek Dubs Week 7.
Thanks for that.
Yeah,
I think that was a course record, actually.
The
not
cannon.
bad.
No, I did that one time.
But hole 2 is different.
Yeah, hole 2 is different now, Jaimen.
Well, that doesn't matter. I got an ace.
What prefix is commonly used to describe futuristic or technologically advanced concepts? It was also in the name of one of the CSI shows.
Like, I don't think it would be techno because he said technologically advanced. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like Cybertruck, unfortunately, because I just saw one the other day.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I think it's a CSI show.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Is the cyber a disc?
Let's go.
I hope so, but it may not be likely.
I don't love it. Prefixes in general don't make a lot of sense.
I'm kind of with Evan. I kind of hope it is.
Hmm.
I think it's a pretty cool name for a day.
Cyber's like,
Cyber.
I feel like circa like 1999, 2000, everything that was like new and like edgy was cyber this.
In Matrix, wasn't that Cyber?
No.
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 The bald guy that betrays them, isn't that
No.
him?
Joey
That's not
Pants.
his name. That's not his name.
It's not his name?
No.
What's his name?
Is it Cypher?
Cypher. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're right.
We don't think this
Cypher
is a
sounds
disc.
pretty good.
I think it's a disc.
Cyber is a Wolverine villain, but I'm not going to get into that.
Okay.
You just did. So we're going yes.
I think it's a disc.
You do? Okay,
I do.
great. Great.
Okay.
But what are you guys saying as a team?
Whatever
we
Tim
all-
says,
we all
I agree with him.
Mhm.
Good.
You're all saying it is a disc.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doomsday Discs, August
Ooh.
5th, 2024, the Cyber Putter. And we are tied with 2 questions left.
Great job, Tim.
Didn't see this coming.
Me either.
Oh, I was really demoralized after the first 3 questions.
You know, I didn't see Matt Sharp shooting a -11 at Disc Beat Club coming. Disc Beat Club League coming either, but it happened.
Well, you should have because he's a heck of a golfer.
All right. So we got 1 question in category 1, 1 question in category 3. Corey, Alex and Jaimen, what category question would you like?
I see 3.
Yeah, I think so too.
Did somebody just fall over?
I dropped something. I
Okay.
apologize.
I just want to make sure everybody's okay.
We forgive you, Alex. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards 3 as well.
That sounds good.
All right. Question 6, category 3. What component of a robot is responsible for converting energy into motion, allowing it to perform tasks such as moving joints or gripping objects? What component of a robot is responsible for converting energy into motion, allowing it to perform tasks such as moving joints or gripping objects?
Motor.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a motor?
I mean, we already use servo. Usually it'd be like a servo motor.
Which is a prefix that was a disc, Randy, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I think that can convert energy, i.e. electricity, into motion.
I like it.
Yeah, motor.
I mean, yeah, energy into motion. Like, unless it's like, what's a gyro? That's not a thing, right?
It's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I probably should think about it more, given this could be for the win, but I think that it's...
Yeah.
This might have been question 1 before Servo popped it out.
I think it makes sense as motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motor. Limit the infighting. Motor.
Tim, Evan, and Randy, what component of a
Wow.
robot is responsible for converting energy into motion, allowing it to perform tasks such as moving joints or gripping objects?
I think motor's too close to motion. But anyway,
I did not see this coming, by the way. I am shocked.
No, I was
I'm
confident
so
in motor.
shocked.
Servo was so much harder.
no, when I think of a robot gripping something or like activated actuator is the word I'm thinking of. When little things like that's what moves, if a robot hand, the fingers, right? Anybody?
I
was
wrote
on
down
motor.
actuator.
Oh, well, lovely.
Wow.
Jump in anytime.
Is that right? I don't know. I don't like it as a disc name, that's for sure.
That's the word I think of for, especially with the robot connotation. I like it. You wrote it down? Come on.
I did.
What a team I picked.
You proud of us, Tim?
I'm
Like we got it right. Like we don't even know if that's
I'm really
right.
not. I really am not sure
no
if this
matter,
is right
guys, as
at
a
all.
proud father, no matter what happens, I'm really happy the way you guys came to that. It was a great solution, the way to talk it out. Really happy here. Doesn't matter.
I'm
if
really
we win or
happy that
lose.
Ron Gallardi and Josh Winkler shot a -13 at Long Island Sunday Dub.
So are they.
Pat, your
I'm sure they
transitions
were.
are getting like
Yeah, that
A+.
was amazing.
I'm working on it.
It shows.
Yeah, yeah. I co-sign as chooser of team. I co-sign the fact that it's actuator.
You guys
That's all we
agree?
got. Yep.
Is the actuator the disc?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so they've all been yes.
Silicon was. They've all been yes.
So just want to throw that out there for this terrible name of a disc.
I like it.
Oh God. It does fit like destroyer, actuator. It is like it fits. I get it. It goes on a disc. It's the fact that the whole category would be yeses. I think Pat needs to limit the yeses for the sake of longevity. But
He wants you to think that.
I know. All right, it's up to you, Tim.
Oh, damn it.
We got the answer.
You did get the answer. That's fair. That's a fair decision. All right. I'm going to go with an entire category.
All right.
Is that your final answer?
The way you said that makes me want to rethink it.
Nope.
Well,
But you're not
Don't
going
take it.
to. But you're not
But
going
I'm
to.
confident in my decision that it's a yes.
I'm sorry, no.
No.
Come on.
No, it's fine. We went with him.
But you have the lead by 1, and you have the final question. So
Wow.
if you get this right, you can win. If you get it wrong, they have a chance to tie and to win.
Steal.
Question 6, category 1. In ancient Athens, what title was given to the chief magistrate who held executive, judicial, and religious authority? A role later adopted in various forms by rulers in science fiction and gaming lore. In ancient Athens, what title was given to the chief magistrate who held executive, judicial, and religious authority? A role later adopted in various forms by rulers in science fiction and gaming lore.
Any like Warhammer 40K people on right now? Anybody? I think they say
No.
Emperor.
I know very little about that world, but I think you're right.
Emperor's like been used, feels like in a bunch of cultures.
Right.
So
And it's definitely a disc, isn't it?
yes,
Definitely is. Yeah. It's an
So-
infinite disc.
Has it not been used
I
already?
think, didn't we use it like a few weeks
I don't know.
I
ago?
feel like it's been
I
used
feel like we
before.
used it not too long ago.
I have no other good guess for this, though. So, and I wanted it for the butterfly question anyway. So,
Yeah,
I support it in that sense.
Are we missing any sci-fi titles?
Yeah, I guess that's not very specific to what do you say, science fiction and video
It is
games.
used a lot, like the Emperor in Star Wars.
But Pat, can you read it one more time?
In ancient Athens, what title was given to the chief magistrate who held executive, judicial, and religious authority, a role later adopted in various forms by rulers in science fiction and gaming lore?
I feel like we just go with it and we don't suggest anything else.
Yeah, I got nothing else anyway, so I agree.
I don't like it.
Too bad.
I feel like
Too
we've
bad.
used it. I feel like we've used it.
Well, let
I
them
also
figure it
feel
out.
like we used it.
I don't
but
know. Do you have a better answer?
I'm trying to think of things that you use in video games to name people, and I can't come up with anything.
I just thought of one.
What is it?
Yeah.
Go with
No,
it. No.
I feel like it's gonna be we say it and that's the right one and we whatever. Senator. I feel like it's used a lot.
No,
I think
hate
that's
it.
a word.
of a-
No, I don't.
No.
think
Yeah,
that's a
okay,
word.
no, that's not a
Yeah.
single.
Yeah, that's not a single person. All right, so all right.
So we're
I
still
feel
with
like we've
Emperor
used-
then.
Yeah,
Yep, I got nothing else.
You guys agree?
yeah, I guess so.
Yep,
Going Emperor?
we are.
Corey, Alex, and Jaimen. For the tie and potential win, in ancient Athens, what title was given to the chief magistrate who held executive, judicial, and religious authority, a role later adopted in various forms by rulers in science fiction and gaming lore?
I have too many answers for this.
I mean, the senator one
Let them rip.
wasn't that bad.
So the first thing that I thought of was God Emperor. Pretty confident it's not that because it wouldn't be like Athens was not an empire.
Don't like it. Next.
Yeah. Then the next thing that came to mind was Praetor,
Who?
which Praetor, Praetor,
Ooh.
which I can't remember if it's the Roman or Greek. You got plebeians and patricians. It could be a patrician that was like the upper class, but that's not really like the chief magistrate. Who else was like the big person in Athens? I should know these things, but I do not off the top of my head.
So far, I like the senator guess the best.
There were a lot of senators, though. That wasn't like the chief guy.
Good point. Good point. That's a great point. Actually, I hate senator now.
I do want to point out we did use Emperor a long time ago, and thanks to you guys bringing it back up, I can't use it.
It's in people's heads now.
Yeah, exactly. It's
For sure.
It's too fresh.
Oh, gosh, I really feel like I should know this.
While they're thinking, I will mention that James Black and Cody Kanine shot a -9 at CPS Dub's 2025 point series week 5.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Bjorn Holm won the Friday Handicap League for Skylands. You guys know Bjorn?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Cody Conine, him and Jace Carter shot a -11 at Cranmore Dubs League at Moreau.
I like these because if you want to hear your name, you got to listen to the whole episode because you never know when it's coming.
Like, would Adam Gutman even know that him and Trevor Lambert shot a -13 at TGIF DR Dubs? if I
They're
didn't
coming
mention it?
fast and furious now.
And Benji Farrell and Peter Fitzsisti shot a -8 at SPW Dubs League. And that's everybody. Oh, no, like, fuck. There's one that, there was a tie at Warwick Tuesday Dubs. Brendan Lockhart, Ryan Wetstein, and Elijah Morgan and Jeff Levin all shot -13. And that's everybody. So now feel free to answer at your leisure.
What was the best one you had, Alex?
Praetor, maybe?
Yeah, I like it for the Athens part, but not for the game lore. I mean,
Does Praetor mean like premiere?
Yeah, kinda.
Could it be premiere?
I do kind of like Premier.
I think premier is a French word.
Do we flip a coin between Praetor and Premier?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Praetor feels more question 6y.
Yeah, it does. But so does Premier in this with this context.
Speaking
Yeah.
of 6, that's what Caitlin Clay shot, +6 at Athena's Owls to win over Catherine Maloney in the FPO division.
Oh, damn, shout out, girl.
I was
Yeah,
going to bring this
Caitlin.
up at the end, but my mom won her division at that tournament as well.
I was trying to fit that in too, but that's cool. Mini Potts by 3 strokes in the FA 50 division. Nice shooting.
I had a real rough first round, but came back and shot 11 strokes better in the second round to take the win. Which is
Heck
awesome.
yeah.
I got nothing. So right now,
Yeah.
my best guess is flipping a coin between Premier and Praetor.
I feel like Praetor is Roman. I don't know.
All right, heads it's Premier, tails it's Praetor.
Like it.
Sure.
Head, is that Premier?
But what did you flip?
I googled flip a coin and it flipped the coin.
Oh my goodness.
Is Google flip a coin really 50-50? AI overview, yes. Google's flip a coin feature is designed to be 50-50.
Next time, just Google the. No, I'm just kidding.
You're trusting the AI to say that the AI is...
Wait, you say just Google the answer next time?
Yeah, why do you even have Google?
That's a way better idea. Why did I do that?
My God.
All right. Well, so we still don't know which one the heads was. You said it was. I don't remember.
My vote is Premier.
I don't feel good about either of them, so I'll let you guys decide.
I liked Prater until Alex said that that's from a different country.
Yeah, I immediately didn't like it anymore.
So yeah, let's go with Premier. Maybe the French stole Premier from the Greek.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
You going with Premier?
I guess so.
This whole category, a few weeks ago with the Pope, I wanted to go with leaders and such. This is one I've been trying to fit in for a really long time. We were looking for Archon.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is it this?
Innova Champion Discs, March 9th, 2011.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a leader.
I knew it'd be a tough answer, but if you got the answer, you'd be rewarded with the fact that it was such an easy disc.
Yeah.
You know, because I think everybody knows about the Archon. Is it Archon or Archon?
I would have said Archon.
I thought
Yeah.
Archon.
Archon, yeah. But yeah, so that means in a stunning comeback, Tim, Evan, and Randy win 8-7.
Love these guys.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
It was what, 5-0?
I think it was 7.
It was.
7-2. 7-2.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Corey, one thing I didn't mention tonight that I did want to point out, Pro League. You didn't play this week, did you?
I did not. I skipped. Yeah, I was at Wilcox. I think Justin Park won it.
Week 3, Justin Park, yes, with a 66, beat Justin by 4 strokes and Zach McDonald by 4 strokes. Nick Warren by 5. Dylan Brown and Jeremy Whitaker were there as well. Where was that? Do you know?
It was at Wilcox. They played the the main 18, the Blues.
I remember now that they said it was a warm-up for the warm-up. Do you know where next week is or yesterday's is?
It was supposed to be Jay North.
Pretty sure it's Prospect.
Yeah, he changed the prospect, I think.
Okay, you going?
Depends on the forecast. We'll see.
Hmm.
We'll see.
It does
All
look
right.
kind of rainy, I think. I don't know. Brian Monahan's trying to talk me into it.
You should do it.
Not based on how I did last time.
But this is at
But you're right, I
Prospect, though.
should. Yeah, I know. How embarrassing would that be?
The best way to get better is to get beat by players that are better than you.
Yeah, and cherry pick your event.
You're just using Kyle.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, play your local course.
Any birthdays that we missed this past week or coming up?
Damn, I forgot about this. Who am I friends with that would tell me who their birthday is coming up? Mike Zanchelli, his birthday is Friday.
He has an interesting question that he asked me today. He sent me a message today. We'll be discussing it in the future. Alex, I will be needing your input on this, but we'll get into that at a later date. Has to do with Worlds.
Also,
okay.
Tyler Calzada, shout out on Sunday.
All right, awesome. Anything before we go?
We hit the Owls, so yeah, feeling good.
There's one more birthday. I didn't realize what the date was because its next recording date is the other half of Camel Case Corey's birthday is next week.
Nice.
Oh, shit. Shout out, Brian.
All right, well, thank you, Tim, Corey, Alex, Evan, Randy, Jaimen, and Jason. And sweet up, Hudson. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
It's one of those days, tired. And I'm like, you know what? It's supposed to be dry today. I'm going to kick out of work a little early and try to get all my lawn mowed since Tuesday's dubs and it's supposed to rain the rest of the week. And I joked with my buddy at work, like, watch, I'm going to go home and I'm going to like run into traffic or some other shit that's going to like stop me from getting it done. I get home, I, unpack from work, go out to the garage. Lawnmower doesn't want to start. I spent like an hour and a half, so I said, fuck it. Like, I got my truck sitting out here that has been dead since October. I'll work on that. And then I made some major progress. So, and then during that whole time, I had my lawnmower battery on the charger. And then what do you know? 10 minutes before the podcast starts, it fired right up. So I might take a half day tomorrow. Which also means I didn't eat dinner and I'm definitely having brewskis. So I will try to keep the loopiness to a minimum today, but definitely having a liquid dinner. Maybe a granola bar.
Jaimen was the first one on. I assume that's because the Yankees won 2 out of 3 against the Mets. Is that it, Jaimen?
No, I just happened to get home at a reasonable time, was able to get through everything. And my computer started on the first try, so that was cool.
Oh, heck yeah.
Bro's ahead of the curve.
I've been like researching new computers to get, so I think it's like getting the message and trying to behave a little bit more.
Did you play anything this weekend, Jaimen?
No, it was a school weekend for me.
Oh, okay.
What is a school weekend?
I had solo festival on Friday and Saturday.
Okay. Not just like unpaid work.
Oh, no, it's unpaid work. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So it is just unpaid work.
Yeah, just unpaid work. That's
I honestly took it to mean, like, are you still taking classes?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought
I
maybe
forgot
that.
about that. Bro doesn't do enough. Did you volunteer anywhere this weekend, Jaimen? Or are you slacking that hard too?
No. Sunday was just like the past couple of weeks have been like stupid busy on weekends. 2 weekends ago was the volunteer open. Last weekend was MVP. I got home at like 10:30 at night. So like having a Sunday where I was able to like actually get my chores done and stuff and just get the stuff done I need for the week to go off well was really nice.
Oh no, the silence killed Alex. He hath risen and he died again.
Oh no.
Probably the reboot or refresh.
Or he's like, damn, something must have happened. Let me refresh. It's so quiet.
How about now?
That's better.
Okay,
Oh.
that's something. Can
So
you
you
hear
did
me?
have problems.
Yeah, you guys can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard Jaimen talking about volunteering and stuff, and then he stopped talking, and everybody stopped talking, and then I asked if anyone could hear me, and no one could hear me.
Oh, I mean, we all did stop talking, but we just ignored you, and then you didn't realize it was a joke, so you refreshed.
There you go.
No, just kidding. We didn't hear you.
I didn't hear you.